to see the streets just absolutely packed at 5 a.m. was just fantastic.
How far can you go in the World Cup, do you think, realistically?
Realistically, I think watching Morocco-Brazil, I think Morocco are the dark horse here. I
agree.
honestly think if we're going to get another point, I think it comes from Brazil, and I know people are going to laugh at that.
No, you're right.
I think Morocco were.
Can I ask, do you think Morocco are the dark horse, or do you think that Brazil are just poor?
A bit of both. I think Brazil are filled with unbelievable talent as usual, but I think in the England team that I grew up with in the mid-2000s, they were just filled with people like Gerrard, Lampard, etc., and they just don't know what to do with them as a unit.
I think there's a lot of pressure on Brazil as well back home. There's so much pressure on them to...
talkSPORT Sports Update, brought to you by Burger King Burger Buddies. Total tournament satisfaction, delivered by the experts. Order now on the BK app.
For the headlines at 4:01, I'm Tom Clayton. Good afternoon. Trevor Chalobah is travelling to Kansas City to join up with the England World Cup squad. The defender will take the place of Tino Livramento, who suffered a calf injury. Steve Bruce says that's tough news for England.
I would presume that's something that's happened in training or what have you. Devastating for him in particular, and for England, because he's one of our only recognised right backs, really, isn't he? Or even he can even go at left back as well.
Meanwhile, we understand that all of Bellingham, Gordon and Stones will start tomorrow night, but Thomas Tuchel's still undecided over Bukayo Saka. Hear the match live here on talkSPORT tomorrow evening. Also, Harry Maguire's revealed he was told the news that he was not in the England squad via a FaceTime call with Thomas Tuchel. Elsewhere, Joe Root has described Ben Stokes as a talismanic player for England's cricket team. Stokes has been dropped for the second test after the incident in a nightclub last week. Root stepping in as skipper for that second test against New Zealand starting tomorrow.
I'm sure he has the respect of everyone in our dressing room. He's been a phenomenal leader for a number of, for the last 4 years. I think the way he's captain's been brilliant. We've achieved some wonderful things as a team and as a group. Won a hell of a lot of test matches.
Thomas Partey's visa status is currently being reviewed at a hearing in Canada. The Ghanaian FA appealed after his entry to the country was blocked over ongoing proceedings in the UK. And Rory McIlroy has been paired with Tommy Fleetwood and Ludwig Åberg for the first rounds of this weekend's US Open golf. The world number one Scotty Scheffler will go out with amateur Mason Howell and defending champion JJ Spawn. The action in New York starts on Thursday. Get more, talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
The PM says Britain will play its part in restoring shipping through the Strait of Hormuz after Donald Trump's Iran deal. Meanwhile, he says he'll fight any challenge to his leadership. Emma has more in half an hour.
talkSPORT Weather, brought to you by Burger King Burger Buddies. Total tournament satisfaction, delivered by the experts. Order now on the BK app.
Dry across the southeast with warm sunny spells, cloudier in the north and west with patchy rain and drizzle, more persistent rain moving into the southwest this afternoon.
Hello. This is World Cup Game Day live on talkSPORT with me, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent. Coming up today, we're looking back on a big day of World Cup action as Cape Verde pulled off the impossible, getting a draw against Spain. Off the back of that, we're going to be asking for your thoughts on Rodri's comments, claiming that Cape Verde had no interest in getting past the halfway line. Does anyone have a divine right to play football in a particular way? Do you have to express yourself on the football pitch, or is there something to be said for defending resolutely? Rodri really was not happy, and we want your thoughts on that. We'll hear from Bukayo Saka ahead of England's opener against Croatia tomorrow. Alex Crook will join us from a smokehouse in Dallas, and we'll hear what the Norwegian boss thinks of Martin Odegaard as we discuss how far his side can go this summer. All of that, plus we'll check in on Adrian Durham ahead of another massive night of action on talkSPORT, and we'll get the latest from the Scotland camp. This is Drive on talkSPORT, and you can get involved. 03717 223344.
Welcome to Drive, I'm Maddie Olsen.
How's Darren Bent? How are you?
I'm good, you?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm loving this World Cup. I've got totally in the spirit of it now.
What have you been up to?
I have just been loving it. I think international football, international knockout tournament football, it's like no other, isn't it?
Yeah, I weren't sure with all the added teams how it's going to go, but as you said, I've really enjoyed it. For me, the moment last night, I've been able to do the Spain Cape Verde game.
Yeah.
You know what it was? The scenes afterwards and the scenes on the pitch from the players, the performance they put in. Oh my! It was so special to watch.
Yeah.
That I was glad that I managed to do that game because that was incredible, absolutely incredible. But no, the quality's been good. I've really enjoyed it.
I think that those moments that you get, the Cape Verde moment, for example, I thought, when Curacao got the equaliser against Germany,
yeah,
their fans going potty behind that goal, like that is just joyful, isn't it? Yeah. Like that is football. That is what sport can do.
Do you know what it is? And then they have the hydration break, and then it goes to pot after that.
I know.
Is that wrong time when
That's interesting. Do you think that actually had an impact on the result?
I think so, because Curacao, as you said there, they were in the ascendancy. They were playing really well, just got themselves back into the game. Then momentum stops. And you know what top sides are like? They can make adjustments very quickly.
Yeah.
And I think Germany did that, and obviously the rest is history, 7.
Yeah.
But
well, you are absolutely right. But the World Cup is off to a flyer. Now, though, what we're going to do is we're going to round up all the latest World Cup action on talkSPORT, brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Daily Tournament Roundup on talkSPORT, brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, we're here for it.
This is one of those momentous occasions in World Cup history. A result matched by a performance from a minnow nation at their first World Cup.
And Lukaku with his first touch has equalised for Belgium. Well, that's what he can do. May have been an own goal in the end. In fact, it is an own goal. And Maxi Araujo to the rescue for Uruguay. It's 1-1. Zayan with the cross and headed home by Mohebi. A free header. And Iran have dug deep again.
Huge. Yes, in a moment, we're going to look back at the shock of the World Cup so far after Spain drew with Cape Verde. But let's start with the day's other games. Let's start with Belgium. Belgium were held to a 1-1 draw with Egypt. I was slightly surprised by this, Darren. How did you make of this game?
Listen, it was a great game of football, I thought. I thought Egypt played really well. I thought that role of Mo Salah being in that almost that number 10 type slot, I thought was really good. I thought he played really well. But the thing about Belgium, it's just one of those where, regardless of, they've had some wonderful players over the years, but I just don't trust them now to get over the line.
Yeah.
And I think in that situation there, I thought the game was pretty even. I thought Egypt played their part in it. Lukaku come off the bench, although he didn't score, was in the mix of it, obviously putting the defender under pressure. But yeah, I don't look at this Belgium side, even though they've got De Bruyne and the likes of Doku and Trossard, Yuri Tillemans and Arna, as potential winners of this tournament. I just don't. There were times where I'd back them heavily when the Hazards were there. De Bruyne was obviously younger. They had Toby Overdewild and Jan Vertonghen. That Axel Witsel still kicking about. That still had this good crop of players.
That was a golden generation for
and
them,
still, I backed them then. They didn't win it, so I'm not backing them now.
Do you know what it was, though? Do you know the World Cup where I really thought they could do something? And they were just unlucky with the way that the draw panned out for them. 2018, I remember they were so good. They knocked Brazil out.
Yeah.
They were so good. They went like hell for leather with Brazil. They managed to launch Brazil out of the World Cup. And then 3 days later, they're playing France.
Yeah.
And that's what done them.
And that France team was a level above.
Yeah.
On paper, you'd go, oh, but when you look, Pogba was at it, Kanté, Mbappe, obviously Giroud was playing down the middle. They had so much strength and depth, France, which they do now. But no, it was a good game. It was a really good game of football. Two powerhouses.
What did you make of Lukaku? Like Lukaku, because do you know what I thought was amazing? The Belgian manager, that Rudy Garcia, he basically said, Romelu Lukaku is terribly unfit. He's terribly out of shape, but he's the best we've got. He's our record goal scorer. And as a result, we're going to play him. Do you think that's the right decision when a manager acknowledges that a player is out of shape? Like, he only played 69 minutes for Napoli last season, but he has scored 90 international goals. So
that record there. What was it? Is it only Ronaldo for a European nation has scored more for their country? That record in itself is crazy when you think about it. And sometimes you have to. And he played his part. Then he came on. He was in the mix. He didn't score, but he was there. He was a nuisance. He was a pest. Like, if he's fully fit, which he's not, he's a handful. Like, he is a handful. But right now, if they can get little minutes out of him here and there, half an hour here, 60 minutes there, maybe, that might be the case moving forward. But again, I just look at Belgium and just think, it almost feels like their time's gone. They've still got, don't get me wrong, they've still got top players, but it just feels like their time's done now.
It feels slightly flatter, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like no Courtois, no De Bruyne. Like, they are icons.
Well, it just feels like they're all getting on in ages. They're still top players.
Yeah.
But I just think they haven't got enough to go on and win this competition.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I tell you what, we also need to talk about the 2 draws that happened overnight. Uruguay were held 1-1 by Saudi Arabia, and Iran came from behind twice to draw 2-2 with New Zealand. How are you finding keeping up with the games overnight? Well,
what I'm doing, listen, I'm going to tell you, I'm not watching games at 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. It's not happening. But what I do when I wake up in the morning is watch the highlights straight away. The moment I open my eyes, I just put it on YouTube, get the extended highlights on, and just watch the games and just obviously form my opinion from that. But a lot of the games have been decent. The highlights have been good. I thought as you said there, the New Zealand game 2-2 was really entertaining. Even the Saudi Arabia-Uruguay game was a really good game. So
Uruguay be gutted though, won't they?
They will. But do you remember in the last World Cup, Saudi beat Argentina? Yeah. So it's like, I think the days, of course, there are still whipping boys out there in terms of international football where you can smash them to pieces, as we saw Germany do. But the gap is closing in terms of, because they're getting these really good European coaches, or like really good coaches, and they're transforming the way that teams play now. So the days of just going all over the globe and smashing teams, I think are finished. Yes, you still get the San Marinos, I get that, but Saudi Arabia now, they've got good technical players, so it's going to be a lot harder. And then you throw the climate into it, which shouldn't play a part in either of these two teams, Uruguay or Saudi Arabia. But I just thought it was an entertaining game.
Do you know what you said there? That you get up, you immediately find the highlights, and then you catch up on the overnight games. Someone, somewhere, a broadcaster with rights has just missed the tap in, haven't they? Like, if there was just a package show to go out early the next morning, everybody would be glued to that.
Well, like a match of the day?
Just a match of the day the following morning, effectively that.
Yeah.
It's a tap-in. It would be such a good show.
Yeah.
Everybody would be watching it. I can't believe that any broadcaster with rights hasn't put that together.
Yeah. I mean, this is a great shout. But listen, the 10 minutes, 20 minutes highlights packages for me on YouTube, perfect.
Yeah. We also obviously need to talk about Cape Verde. Absolutely amazing. Cape Verde and Spain. I mean, Cape Verde are the second smallest nation to ever qualify for the World Cup, but held on to draw 0-0 against Spain. After the game, Rodri had some very interesting words. He claimed that Cape Verde sat back. He said that they had no interest in getting past the midfield. When you think about that kind of terminology, it feels very harsh. But we also heard former World Cup winner with France, Manuel Petit. He was on breakfast this morning and he wasn't happy with the Spain midfielder.
I think it's arrogant. Don't expect Cape Verde to get the position of the ball and to create many occasions against Spain. Spain is one of the best teams in the world. So the way he said that, I think this is disrespectful for Cape Verde. And I think you should look at yourself in the mirror, because you should have done better than that to win that game. You had some occasion to score, you didn't, and I think you have to put credit on the Cape Verde players, because I think they defended like lions on the pitch.
Where do you sit on this one, Darren? Do you agree with Emmanuel Petit there, or do you think that Rodri's onto something?
No, absolutely. I did the game, so I watched it, and of course, Spain are one of the best possession teams on the planet. Like you can't come away from that. I mean, you even look at total passes; they had 734 passes. Spain. Now, what the hell are you doing without scoring a goal? Do you know what I mean? When you talk about like, a stat that I absolutely love, right? Touches in the opposition box. They had 51 touches in Cape Verde's box. Cape Verde had 6. And hardly any attempts on goal. No, it's Spain's fault. I thought Cape Verde defended really well. I thought there were occasions where they could have scored. They could have nicked it at the end. They had the header from a set play. I thought they broke incredibly well. And I think they deserve all the credit in the world, Cape Verde. For me, that's the best performance I've seen from a side in many a World Cup.
Yeah, I agree with you. But do you think that Rodri's onto something?
No, he's not.
Do teams have a responsibility to attack? Is almost the point of football to go out to win the game? Should they be going out in a World Cup game? They've gone through all the rigmarole of getting to a tournament.
Yep.
They then go out and all they do is put 11 men behind the ball.
Well, they didn't do that. But at the same time, when you play against sides that are superior, you have to set up a certain way. Now, it could have paid off because they defended really well, they worked really hard, and they had the header at the end. So it could have been the perfect tactic by just defending. And by the way, yes, they got men behind the ball and made it difficult, which is what you're supposed to do in international football when you're playing against a better side. But when they had the opportunity to flood men forward, they were doing that as well. So it weren't like they were just kicking the ball anywhere and just staying in their shape. Towards the end of the game, they were breaking with 4 or 5 men, trying to get them up the pitch. And towards the end, honestly, towards the end, I was almost willing them to score. Cape Verde because they deserved it. So if Rodri coming out, Ballon d'Or winner, he should know better.
He's done it before, Rodri. In fact, the text has just landed here from Banjo Laguna, and it says Rodri is always whinging about defence-based teams when he doesn't get the result that he wants. He did it a few times last season, especially towards Arsenal.
Yeah,
we've seen this before. Like Arsene Wenger used to get very frustrated, didn't he, with teams that didn't go out and play an expansive game. But there is more than one way to win a game.
But this is my point, right? What do they expect to happen? Like, do they expect Cape Verde, right, to go out there, go toe-to-toe with Spain, who've just won the Euros, that have got Rodri Ballon d'Or winner, Fabian Ruiz, who just won the Champions League, all these top players, and get beat 8? Yeah. What? They're not here. They're not here, Cape Verde, for the participation award. They're here to try and get themselves in the World Cup and get qualified out of the group. I mean, if they do that, that point that they got against Spain could be absolutely insane.
Huge.
So I think for Rodri, someone who's got that experience, who I'm a big fan of, I've got so much respect for him, but I thought in that situation with those comments, I thought it was quite ignorant.
Yeah, he's just a bad loser. But I kind of rate that. It's why he won a Ballon d'Or, because it frustrates him so much. We've got to talk, Darren. Oyarzabal. He became the first player since stats started not to touch the ball in 30 minutes of a World Cup game. How on earth does a player playing for Spain, by the way, who had all the ball, not touch the ball, not feature?
He was non-existent. I mean, his knee was heavily strapped, so I don't know if he's carrying a knock, but you're right. And his first touches, he was so... Maybe that first half an hour had something to do with it, because he was so sluggish in front of goal. I mean, there was a time Ferran Torres gave him a nice little pass to the right. If he's sharper, he controls it, he shoots, he probably scores. But his touch was bad, so it got away from him. Then he ambled after it. Then he didn't get his shot off. He had a header that got tipped over the bar. He just wasn't with it yesterday. And he played, I think, he played the whole game, right? He just wasn't with it in terms of sharpness, fitness. Like, he'll get better. And by the way, he's had big moments for Spain, obviously, no bigger than the winner in the final. But yeah, that's one position they may look at and go,
yeah,
what can we, like, even if you put Ferran Torres down the middle and then you play...
Well, he was profligate, I thought he missed a lot.
Yeah, but he was better than Oyarzabal.
True.
I was surprised they took him off. I thought he would have gone centre forward and Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal would have come on. But listen, fair play to Cape Verde. They deserve all the credit in the world.
Absolutely fantastic stuff from Cape Verde. And we will be hearing from the Cape Verde goalkeeper who won man of the match last night very shortly. That was a roundup on all of the latest World Cup action on talkSPORT, brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. They're here for it.
Daily Tournament Roundup on talkSPORT. Brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it. Book now at enterprise.co.uk.
Right, we want to hear from you next. Rodri mocked Cape Verde, claiming that they had no interest in getting past midfield. What do you make of his comments? Was Rodri disrespectful, or do you think the point of football is to attack, go out and try and win the game? 03717 22 3344. This is World Cup Game Day live with me, Rory Jennings, and Darren Bent.
My problem is I think I try and turn things into a roast that aren't a roast. Like the Brits, I'm like, oh, this could be like a roast. And then I try to do roast jokes within the Brits. And then it's like, no, this is like primetime ITV.
But
it's a family audience.
I thought your gags at the Brits were fantastic, right? But that is the most difficult gig, I think, for a comedian, because primarily people are going there to see the winners and hear music.
And get drunk.
And get incredibly drunk.
Incredibly drunk.
And also in such a big room that it's almost like, it's like whoever it is, not you, but it's almost like, can we get on with it so I can drink more alcohol?
Exactly.
And
it's the weirdest show to do ever, because also you have this weird little grace period at the beginning where you come on and for 2 minutes you feel like, you know, you're the greatest showman and you're there and you've got all the eyes on you and they love you and it's amazing. And so you got 2 minutes of the greatest showman and then 3 hours of being a Wetherspoons bouncer at closing time, and you're just there, like trying to keep everyone in their seats, or like stop them from like standing up on the tables. I mean, in the one in Manchester was even more carnage than I've ever experienced.
I want to talk World Cup football to you, but just quickly on the back of that, have you ever nicked a Brit? Have you got one at home?
I've got, they give you one each year.
Oh, okay, fine.
But they give you one each year for hosting it, so I've got like 6 Brits now, and they're not on my shelf because it just feels like a bit of a pity Brit. I haven't really earned that. Like, someone writes an incredible, like, heartfelt album and wins their Brit Award, and then I just get given one for turning up, basically.
One of them.
Yeah.
Right, let's talk about the World Cup. What are you watching England game Wednesday? What are you doing?
I'm watching it with some mates in a pub. We booked a little space, and we're going to go watch the first game.
All right, how do you think we'll get on?
Yeah, I'm actually feeling quite optimistic now. Like, that last warm-up game, I thought we looked pretty good, and I think Thomas Tuchel's a good tournament manager, and I feel like, there's been a lot of chat about the squad selection, but I feel like we've got a really good, strong starting 11 and some game-changing players.
Hello, I'm Matt Forden from talkSPORT. This is How to Win the World Cup.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
It was so important to succeed because of all the pressure we received.
Don't jump for this one, I'm going to knock his head off.
Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything.
No fighting. We got the refugees. No fighting. No fighting. Shakira, Shakira.
I already know that she can dance like this. She make a guy wanna speak Spanish. Charlie. Shakira, Shakira.
Oh, baby, when you can't go wrong, can you? Bit of Shakira, you can't go wrong. You really can't. You are listening to World Cup Game Day Live on talkSPORT with me, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent. Brought to you by Burger King Burger Buddies. Total tournament satisfaction delivered by the experts. Order now on the BK app. Now, still to come, we're going to be joined in the studio by the voice of boxing, Adam Smith. But just quickly, the head of the FA has said there is a performance clause in Thomas Tuchel's contract that means that he could be sacked if England disappoint this summer. And Cape Verde goalkeeper Vizinha has been speaking to the Men in Blazers YouTube channel following his man-of-the-match performance against Spain. And he was asked what it feels like to have inspired a nation.
I'm honored to listen that, and for me it's always grateful when we see this kind of things. I think World Cup is for this. World Cup, it's the big stage in the world football. Every kid's dream to be here one day, and when we inspire the next generation, it's always good. And I think not just me, but all the football players, then it's in World Cup. They dream with this when they was child, and then today to see some kids inspiring on me and to say my name or to say one day they want to be Vizinha, this is very, very, very grateful.
Oh, so nice that.
Huge, absolutely huge. And our thanks goes to Men in Blazers for that. Head over to their YouTube channel now for the rest of that interview. Now, what do you make of it?
You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were going to go, now it's time to go to the phone answers.
Nah, I was considering that, and then I thought, no, I'd rather get your opinion on that interview. I thought it was very nice.
Yes, even his reaction afterwards, like the tears on the pitch, he was superb yesterday. Not only did he make great saves, when they were under pressure and they were putting cross in the box, not only was he coming and claiming it, he was holding on to it, he was making the right decisions. That was a performance. I mean, what is he, 40, I think he is.
Yeah.
That performance there is what you work your whole life for. He was absolutely sensational, and all the crying and the I won't call it antics because that's a little bit harsh, but all the kind of celebrations after the game. all justified.
It's going to be one of those results that lives forever. You know, in the way, like, I think in the first game of 1990, Cameroon beat Argentina. It was when the holders would kick off the tournament rather than the host nations. Cameroon beat Argentina. Obviously, the Senegal-France game. We can always remember it.
Of course.
I feel like this result for Cape Verde is going to be one of those results that are spoken about in a decade, spoken about in 2 decades.
Of course. Because, I just hope they can build on this now, this World Cup experience. They've got a great chance now of getting out of the group. It's going to be difficult. They're going to need a bit of luck on their side, but yeah, just moving forward, I think it's fantastic for them.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. It's fantastic for them, but it's also fantastic for the tournament as a whole as well. To see that kind of footage coming out of this tournament, it's just fantastic. Now, it's time to hear some of your shared takes with Burger King.
Shared takes on talkSPORT with Burger King Burger Buddies. Total tournament satisfaction delivered by the experts. Order now on the BK app.
That's right, we are taking your calls. What did you make of Rodri's Cape Verde comments? 03717 223344. We are going to go to Francesco, who's a Spain fan. How are you, Francesco?
Yeah, I'm well. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. What did you make of Rodri's comments? Do you agree with him, or did you think it was a bit snide?
I'm 100% in agreement with him. Let me start. I don't know if it's Darren Bent, your co-commentator, who's with you. He made a comment saying that he was disappointed with Rodri's comments, and it showed disrespect. I couldn't disagree more. Let me just give you some facts. First and foremost, Spain, the way they play, sometimes it can be slow and a bit sort of, sideways. They do that to literally get the opposition to come out. Now, to give Cape Verde their due, they didn't do that. They were disciplined. They were physical, but legally focused. It was an exceptional defensive performance from Cape Verde. The goalkeeper made some great saves. They got the run of the ball as well, And I watched Spain all the time for years. There were 4 or 5 players who were well below par. On top of that, our manager brought on our subs, Lamine Yamal, that far too late, in my opinion. This said, though, any team that's put Spain play, and it happens all the time in World Cups and Euros, etc., most teams sit back because of Spain's attacking style of play. If a team comes out of defence and opens up, Spain will destroy them. They do it more often than not.
In World Cup football, they don't. I mean, their record since 2010 in World Cups has been atrocious. And I mean atrocious.
Yeah,
I mean, you look at 2014, smashed by the Netherlands, 5. Was it then the one after 2018, go out to Russia on pens. Then 2022 out on pens to Morocco. For whatever reason, I don't know what they expect Cape Verde to do.
Yeah.
It's not for Cape Verde to come out and lie down and just let Spain walk all over them. No, absolutely not.
Yeah, no, it is interesting. I think most people seem to agree with you, Darren. There were a lot of text messages have been coming in. Blair has said that Rodri chucked his toys out of the pram when Scotland beat them as well. He's a sore loser. Chloe Matthews has said, you've got to take into account with Cape Verde that it's tournament football, different tactics in terms of the approach for each game, and they've got it spot on. Fair play to them. It's the perfect approach for a smaller footballing nation. So a lot of people are agreeing with you, but I guess what Francesco was saying there is that you have a responsibility when you qualify for the tournament to play the game in the true intent, with true intention, which is to go out and try and win the game.
No, that's just not football. How football's played, unfortunately. It's not about true intentions and going out to win, because sometimes you're coming against a better side and you think, well, what gives us the best opportunity of getting a result? And I think Cape Verde did that.
Yeah, I think that is fair play. Now, remember, if you've got a shared take of your own, you can voice note us or simply give us a call. 03717 223344. That's all thanks to Burger King.
Shared takes on talkSPORT with Burger King Burger Buddies. Iconic winners delivered in the box every time. Order now on the BK app.
Now, still to come, we're going to be joined in the studio by the voice of boxing, Adam Smith. But first, it's time for No Googling. And Spain have failed to win their opening game at the World Cup, just like they did in 2010 before they went on to win it. We want to know who beat them in their opening game that year. So who beat Spain in their opening game of the 2010 World Cup? We'll tell you after this.
wasn't the best performance from Scotland, but it doesn't really matter. In fact, it doesn't matter at all, actually. But an important win, really important. They got 3 points.
You know
right?
what? Haiti were better than what I thought they'd be. They got Bellegarde from Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Yeah.
Got Isidore from Sunderland. Obviously, the rest of the players don't play at the highest level, but they were better than what maybe people thought they would be. They're like a lot better than Curacao, a lot better than South Africa. Scotland did their job. They weren't great. John McGinn scores. That's 1 goal in a World Cup for a pub player. And the guy called him a pub player. No goals in the World Cup. Just throw that shit out there.
Yeah.
But Scotland, I just...
What?
Because third place only goes through 8 out of the 12 groups.
Well, would you like a little stat?
Go on then.
According to Football Meets Data, or Data, do you put an R in it?
Data.
You don't? Data.
Data.
That's the way,
Data.
yeah. If Scotland lose both to Morocco and Brazil, a goal difference of -1, so if they lose 1-0 to both, offers an 87.5% chance of progression.
That's the thing. I think they do lose both. But could they have, went and got 2 or 3? Because we said that before the game. Scotland might need to get 2 or 3 against Haiti.
Yeah.
Because of the goal difference. Because Brazil are going to get better as the tournament goes on.
Are they?
Morocco are very good.
I saw the Brazil game. And
I think they'll make changes, mate. I think you got Ryan, you got Hendrick available.
Yeah.
If they make a few changes, I could see them improving. But Morocco are the team that scares me, mate, if you're Scotland.
I agree with
that. Changed their tactics. They played 4-4-2.
Yeah.
Shankland and Che Adams. So they go back to maybe a 5 at the back and try and keep the score down. But must-win game. Could have even equalised at the end. Had a header. Hated.
Total football, tiki-taka, the gegenpress, ways of playing the beautiful game that have defined eras. They're all, of course, team styles, but there's one player who invented an individual position which no one else has been able to play since. A man by the name of Franz Beckenbauer. His role became known as libero, which means free in Italian, because there was a similar position well used in Italy in the late 50s and early 60s. But he refined it and made it his own. Now, when I say he was a sweeper, you're picturing him marauding in front of the back line. But Beckenbauer covered the entire pitch. He was like Alan Hansen, Claude Makelele and Paul Scholes, all in one. Despite his success at club level, though, Beckenbauer was told to play as a more traditional centre-back by the West Germany manager Helmut Schön at the 1966 and 70 World Cups. After years of begging to be set free, Schön relented, and in 1974, Beckenbauer had the tournament of a lifetime. His libero role was put to the test when he came across this lot in the final with their total football. West Germany won, and Beckenbauer had this moment of pure joy. His style hasn't been replicated since. Players have tried, but it's testament to just how good he was that no one's even come close.
You are listening to World Cup Game Day on talkSPORT with me, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent. Still to come, we're going to be joined by Alex Crook live from Dallas. Before the break, we brought you the first of today's no Googling questions after Spain failed to win their opening game at the World Cup, just like they did in 2010 before they went on to win the tournament. We asked, who beat them in their opening game that year? 2010.
I think it was Switzerland, wasn't it?
It was Switzerland. Switzerland beat Spain 1-0. Well done.
Who's got Mbolo? Is he Swiss?
Yeah, he's Swiss.
He's Swiss.
He's definitely Swiss. But
I feel like he's been around for the longest time. Mbolo.
Yeah, I don't know who got the winner, but you could well be right. Now, though, it's time for this.
There's a real feeling that this is the best versus the best.
White's lost control. White has lost control completely.
How many more do you want?
This is The Voice.
Yes, it's time for The Voice, our weekly boxing feature, where we're joined in the studio by the voice of boxing, Adam Smith, for a roundup of all the latest stories. Right, we have to start, Adam, with Tyson Fury, because it seems that he may be about to swap his long-term promoter, Frank Warren, for Zuffa Boxing, run by Dana White. At White's UFC event at the White House over the weekend, Fury said that he is set to feature in a massive announcement from Zuffa Boxing. He also said that there is 100% potential for Dana White to promote his fight against Anthony Joshua at the end of the year. Adam, welcome to the studio. You've got to bring us up to date on all this.
Well, it's lovely being here, surrounded by the football, the World Cup. Thank you for having me in.
You enjoying the World Cup so much?
Listen, I'm getting into it. I think I need...
Yeah,
it's simmering, isn't it?
Yeah.
When are you going over? July 4th?
Yeah, July 4th, yeah.
Can I come with?
100%.
I'm with you.
You've been more than welcome.
Where's Andy?
I'm hoping he's been left behind. He will be there as well.
But boxing continues to amaze. And in America, Tyson Fury at the White House alongside Dana White and Donald Trump. Funny enough, I spoke to Tyson, actually, because he was at Tommy Fury Fights, his brother, on Saturday night in Manchester. I spoke to him Sunday in connection with Ricky Hatton, the book I'm writing, and he said he was on his jet and he was away, and he landed in DC, and there starts another big story in boxing. You just can't write this sport sometimes. Dana White is in. Obviously, Zuffa Boxing are developing. I'm at the Zone, where we have Eddie Hearn, we have Frank Warren, we have now Ben Shalom announced last week, we have Oscar De La Hoya, we have Bob Arum. But of course, Zuffa are doing their own thing. They deal with Sky, and they're signing fighters. And it looks like Tyson Fury may become the next. Obviously, he's been promoted by Frank Warren for a long time, and Bob Arum at times over in the States too. But he was there alongside Dana, and Dana said there is a big announcement soon, so you can only put two and two together. I've heard rumours that the big fight that we've been waiting for, Fury and Joshua, may well happen in America in November and not in Britain, so the plot thickens.
So let me ask you, because obviously Zuffa Boxing, that's Dana White, and is it Turkey? And there's a Saudi influence behind it.
So Turki Al-Sheikh said a few months ago that he's putting his flag in the sand with Dana White. Now, having worked with Frank Warren, Spencer Brown, Eddie Hearn, etc. So he's obviously seen something in Dana's success from the UFC, but this is a very different market, the boxing place, where Frank Warren has been around for years, Bob Arum, those legends, Eddie Hearn the last 10, 15 years, and they are not going to lie down for anyone. The challenge is on. I think it's a fantastic and exciting time for our sport. Huge amount of fights lined up for the rest of 2026. It's been a great year so far. The fans are the winners and the fighters are getting big money, which is great.
Because this is my question about that, because let's be honest, the Saudi influence and the money that they've got is endless, right? If they won, not even so much one day, but if they were to just suddenly turn around and go, do you know what? We don't need Eddie, we don't need Frank. Have they got the power in boxing, do you think, to just do that? Where they just go to... Because listen, I know it's all about money. They've got more money than anyone. So if they were to turn around and go, well, do you know what? We don't actually need you promoters. We could just take your fighter, this fighter, that fighter.
Simon Jordan predicted that once. I remember listening.
So His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh has been around, 3 years in boxing, and he's changed the whole landscape. We've got the best fighting the best. It's fabulous to see. However, how long are they going to be in the sport for? We don't know. Look at the football, look at Live Golf. We don't know. Maybe they are in it for the long run. If they are, they're very, very powerful. And I think Tyson has tweeted this week, hasn't he, that Turki Al-Sheikh is the guy.
Yeah.
So who is actually going to promote this Fury-Joshua fight? Where does Eddie sit in this? Obviously, he looks after AJ and has guided him from the beginning. Frank Warren with Tyson Fury. So there's a lot of stuff to sort out here.
Yeah, Conor Benn, he got a load of stick, didn't he, when he left Matchroom to go to Zuffa?
Yeah.
Like, do you think that Frank Warren would feel that he's been betrayed in the same way if this happens?
Well, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because they've loyalty and they've had a fantastic relationship, Frank and Tyson, for so long. So obviously incredibly disappointing if he's to play no further part. But maybe he is. Maybe he is the promoter still. We don't know. This is all social media, speculation. Until we know facts, we can't really judge what's going to happen. But Tyson and Frank have had a phenomenal relationship. Tyson's always said and always been very loyal to Frank Warren. So it'll be really interesting to see how that plays out. Obviously, Eddie stood by Conor Benn through thick and thin, so he was very disappointed with Conor Benn's decision. But I would say, guys, that we are here because of the fighters. The fighters have a short window. Darren, you know with football, you have a short window. And you've got to make the most of it. So do you stay loyal to promoters or do you go with the big money for your family? That's the choices you've got to make. And the fighters are now deciding, I think, more and more that they're going to go alone. Now, is that right? Is that wrong? Only time will tell. Some stay loyal to the promoters. Look at Katie Taylor and Eddie Hearn.
Yeah.
They've been fantastic all the way through. She's got 80,000 coming to Croke Park September the 5th. Could have sold it out twice. And she's been with Brian Peters and Eddie Hearn the whole time. And look how successful she's been. So for some, it really works. Others, they jump around.
Surely, Smudge, that fight, I know Zufar, Tyson Fury, but surely that fight has got to be in the UK. Like I feel like the British boxing, well, you're not even the boxing fan, the British public want this fight. Surely it has to be here.
You want it in the UK, I want it in the UK.
Yeah.
Wembley Stadium has got to be the
Has
place,
to be.
in my opinion, but I'm hearing it could be in America. The money is where the money is, right?
Yeah.
So ultimately, it sounds like others will decide where this
Wow.
fight lands. The most important thing is that Fury and Joshua, providing AJ gets past Prenga on July 25th and Tyson Fury wins his comeback muted for early August, the two will finally get it on. And to be honest, if they got one in this studio, we'd watch.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Adam, we need to move on and look back at the fight from over the weekend. Tommy Fury beat former world's strongest man Eddie Hall. He beat him by a majority decision in a misfits boxing exhibition.
Yeah.
Nobody's impressed by this.
I like
do you know what? I
Fury.
brought this topic up. I brought this topic up, and I'm looking at both of your faces.
No,
you
no,
both
not
look
at all.
incredibly underwhelmed.
Not at all. Look, I really like Tommy Fury. It's entertainment, and that's what Misfits is. It's fantastic entertainment for some, right? My kids might love it. The arena loves it. I took my eldest daughter to see Tommy Fury against KSI. The place was packed from 5 in the afternoon all the way through. They're influencers. They've got big following, and if they bring eyeballs to our sport, if you take it for what it is, I'm like Darren. I'm a big boxing hardcore trade fan. But at Sky, when we had the opportunity to do KSI and Logan Paul, and I was like, really? I then got to work with them, and they are infectious characters. They're big personalities, and they're putting eyeballs on our sport. So fine, Tommy Fury wins against the strongest man, Eddie Hall. Everyone moves on. Everyone's happy. Tyson goes off to DC, and the world turns. Got to get Southampton in this weekend. Big fight for Ryan the Piranha Garner down at St Mary's, interim WBC super featherweight title. Good card down there, Frank Warren card. And then we can sit back, relax, and watch the World Cup.
You see, Tommy Fury, right? And listen, he won the fight. I'm with you, Smudge. I'm not particularly fond of these fights, but I get it. It is what it is, right?
I watched it.
Yeah, me too. Is this his level? Because I'm pretty sure when he started out as a boxer, he was like, he had ambitions of being, I know he was never going to be a world champion, but he had ambitions of being a very good boxer, especially in that family, right? Of
course.
Is this his level now? Is this what it's become? Almost like a
celebrity.
Like a celebrity. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not going to be fighting proper boxers like Eddie Hall. He's fought influencers. He's fought KSI. He's fought Logan Paul.
Darren.
Is it Jake Paul he fought? No, Jake Paul he fought, not Logan Paul.
Darren, were you on Love Island?
No way.
Right, so Tommy Fury was.
Yeah, true, yeah,
true. And that's what he is. He's a celebrity and he can fight and he's from the Fury family and people are interested and Molly May and all of that. And can he box? Yes, he can. How good is he? He's not really in the professional world. We don't know what level he really is, but he's in the Misfits world. He's king of the Misfits and Campbell Hatton joins him as well. That was announced on Saturday night. And do you know what, Campbell? It didn't work out for him as a pro, but I'm really pleased. He's been through so much in the last year. And if there's structure and discipline and it gets him in the gym and it gets him some money and gets him a bit of spotlight again, good for him.
Adam, a moment ago you mentioned Ryan Garner. He takes on Michael Magnesi, Southampton, in St Mary's, in fact. You looking forward to that one?
Really looking forward to it. Have you seen the Piranha? I mean, he is excitement personified.
Spiteful.
He's got a terrific fan base on the South Coast. I really hope that everyone turns out at St Mary's on Saturday night. It's a great card as well. Fantastic fighters from Queensbury Stable. But yeah, Ryan Garner is electric to view. He's a great story. He's had his difficulties. He's come back. He's really found this sport. British, Commonwealth, European champion. Can he win this interim WBC 9 stone 4 belt and go on and take on the world? I just really like Ryan Garner.
Absolutely. Adam, always a joy to talk to you. Thank you so much for finding the time to come in and speak to us.
It's a pleasure, as long as I can come July the 4th.
100%, Smudge.
Where are we flying first?
A trip?
Well, I think we're flying to New York first, and then we'll go down to Miami. There must be a couple of flight costs. No, Miami.
Oh, come on, Darren.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I love
Miami.
I'm feeling very much like a third wheel here. You two are playing
you are
to the World Cup.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, you two can carry on planning your jaunts away, and I will finish up. This is World Cup Game Day, live with myself, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent. Next up, we'll find out how Benty found out he wasn't going to the World Cup.
Well, yeah.
Iran played out a 2-2 draw with New Zealand, the lowest ranked team in the competition. But that's not the whole story. Post-match, the Iranian manager, Amir Galonai, claimed that his side were the most oppressed at this World Cup, Simon, and I think he's got a point, revealing they were thrown out of the US immediately after the game. They weren't even able to undertake a recovery session. And they were told, get on your way, and headed back to Tijuana, Mexico, their training base, a day before they had intended to.
Okay.
The manager says afterwards, it seems like others are doing the planning for us. That's a hint at the US here, with decisions made elsewhere. Our team is the most oppressed in this World Cup. The federation is absent here. They don't even have their own federation here.
Yes, listen, it's not ideal. But should that have affected the outcome in this game? I mean, yes, if they're playing a world-beating side or a side that's on an equal par with them, you can say that's a really unfair set of circumstances.
Simon, if they're playing anybody.
No, but let's have it right. In their favour is the fact they've got better players. So maybe the odds were slightly evened up a little bit. But as we saw with Troy talking about it yesterday, players staying in a different hotel in a different environment. Yes, the warm-down thing and those sort of things are not ideal. I understand that it's not ideal. But as we discussed yesterday, this is going to be the built-in excuse if they have a bad result.
Oh, come on. It's not fair, Simon. Never mind ideal. It's not fair in them.
It's not equitable.
No one else is getting treated like this.
It's not equitable. I hear you, right? And we know the reasons why, and whether we agree with them or not is a different discussion, right? But the bottom line is should they have been able to overcome New Zealand with all of that disadvantage?
But that's not the point.
Well, it is.
It's not equitable. It's not fair on them.
It is. Well, some could say that the quality of Iranian player and New Zealand having to play against a far better player is not equitable for New Zealand because New Zealand are far less capable of producing a side that's capable of performing against other sides.
Simon, the Iranian media isn't even here. The manager was saying our own media isn't here, our own management team aren't here.
The Iranian media are not going to help them win football matches.
I get that.
So I hear the argument, I understand.
Hello, I'm Matt Fordham from talkSPORT. This is How to Win the World Cup.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
It was so important to succeed because of all the pressure we received.
Don't jump for this one, I'm going to knock his head off.
Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything.
You are listening to World Cup Game Day live on talkSPORT with me, Rory Jennings, and Darren Bent. Brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, they're here for it. Still to come, we'll be hearing what Paul Pogba makes of Manchester United's title hopes. But just quickly, Tottenham want to sign Newcastle midfielder Sandro Tonali this summer. Manchester United will receive more than 10 million quid after agreeing a deal to allow Amazon behind-the-scenes access during Michael Carrick's first full season as head coach. Now, though, we're going to take a look at the latest odds, all thanks to Bet365.
On the ball, on talkSPORT with Bet365, making this summer even bigger with our brand new Matchday Reveal. Available every day. New and eligible customers. T's and C's apply. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
That's right, at 8 p.m. tonight, it's France versus Senegal. It's live on talkSPORT. France to win is 20-9 on. The draw is priced at 7-2. And Senegal for the win is 6-1. At 11 p.m. tonight, Iraq versus Norway. That one is also live. It is on talkSPORT 2. Iraq to win. Iraq to beat Norway is priced at 11-1. The draw is 6-1. Norway to win the game is 5-1 on. Haaland to score. Erling Haaland on the score sheet. It's 5-2 on. We also obviously want to talk about the outright winner, the price of the outright World Cup winner. Bet365 have Spain at 9-2. They have France also at 9-2. England 7-1. Portugal 15-2. Brazil are 10-1, and Argentina to retain the World Cup are also 10-1. We'll look ahead to all of these games from 6 o'clock this evening. These were the latest odds with Bet365. Check out more offers than ever before this summer. Head over to Bet365 and see why it's never ordinary. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
On the ball, on talkSPORT with Bet365. Get your money back in free bets if your bet builder doesn't come in on every England game. Max free bet varies per customer. Bet restrictions and T's and C's apply. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Now, this one's interesting. Harry Maguire has revealed that he was told by Thomas Tuchel that he wouldn't be going to the World Cup. Speaking to the Rest is Football World Cup podcast, he said he FaceTimed everyone. It was quite an awkward phone call. I received a text saying, can I speak to you about 4 p.m? It's quite a unique way of doing it, and it must be quite hard because he can see everyone's reaction. I said straight away that I was really disappointed. I thought I did enough to be in the squad and thought I could have helped and had a part to play on the pitch. I can't believe that it was done over FaceTime. I really can't. Benty, what do you make of this?
Well, no, listen, I unfortunately had it done 3 times. I had 3 different times, right? So I had the first time under Sven, where he phoned me, fair play, phoned me and just said, listen, Darren, you've had a great season, which I had for Charlton. But unfortunately on this occasion, I'm not going to take you, but keep working hard and hopefully I'll see you again next season. Okay, that was the first one. Then I had Capello, the next time saying, hi, Darren. Hope all is well. I was like, yeah, good. But you're waiting. I'm thinking, just get to the point.
Did you not? So you know when Sven gave you the call?
Yeah.
Like when on the build up to that phone call, you know that the phone call's coming.
Yeah.
Did you anticipate going? Were you of the opinion that you were going to make it?
Do you know what? I can't remember if it was the first or the second one, but it broke on Sky Sports News before the phone call came in.
Oh.
So it was like, we're hearing report. You know what? It was the first one. It was 2006 when I was at Charlton. It said, we're hearing reports that Jermaine Defoe and Darren Bent are set to not be included in England squad. Then the phone rang and then he told me. And then Capello, very much the same. Hi, Darren, you've had a great season at Sunderland. You've done really well. But unfortunately, I'm not going to take you to the World Cup at this occasion. But listen, you're working hard. You had a brilliant season and we'll see you again next season.
So that was 2010.
That was 2010. And then 2012, where I pretty much played for Capello the whole way through. And then he obviously left. I got injured against Wigan. And I was out for the rest of the... I knew I was going to be out. I mean, if I'd have pushed it, I could have been ready, but... And then Roy Hodgson phones me and just says, hi, Darren, you're right. Listen, you'd have been in the squad. You've scored in pretty much most of the qualifiers for the Euros. You've been brilliant. But I can't afford... We've seen it in the past. I can't afford to take players that are not fully fit. So, unfortunately, I'm going to obviously not include you or like even think about taking you because you're not going to play any games before then. And I was like, okay, fair enough. And then that was it.
You know these phone calls?
Yeah.
Are they a long phone call or is it a 15-second phone call?
Oh, mate, it's about... The Sven one was about... I'd say about 17 seconds.
Really? He just says thank you and no thank you, and that's the end of the phone.
Yeah, and Capello was very much the same. So I actually quite like that Thomas Tuchel's taking the time to FaceTime him because at least you could see the reaction from the manager. And you almost feel like, because when it's a phone call, it's a little bit of a shock. The second time was more of a shock because the first time under Sven, okay, fair enough. But the second time when I've been in the England system for a number of years now, scored 25 that season for Sunderland, you're almost half expecting, well, I've done everything I can to go. So with a phone call, it's short and sharp, and you're almost not stunned, but you're a bit like, oh, okay, and then the phone call's done. I think if you're face to face with him on Zoom or FaceTime or however he did it, Skype, Teams, however it's done, I think when he's there in front of you, looking at you, I think you then would ask more questions.
Yeah.
Like, because I think if he'd have done that to me, I'd have gone, what did I not do to get my? Do you know what I mean? I would have asked questions.
Yeah, it's more personal.
It's more personal with the FaceTime because you can see his reaction. You could have said to him, "Oh, what more could I have done?" Like, because I thought I've done everything I can. You're telling me I'm not being selected. What did I not do then for you not to pick me?
Do you think that's the right approach? Do you think it's right to not effectively challenge, but to question the decision?
Yeah, of course. You'd want to know why. Like, if I'm Harry Maguire, and we all did our squads before, and he was in my squad, Harry Maguire, right? But it's well within his rights to ask the question, to go, like, what more could I have done to get in? Certainly when you look at, like, if I'm Morgan Gibbs-White, and he 100% should have gone, if Thomas Tuchel's FaceTimed him and said, unfortunately, you're not going to go, my first question would have been, okay, I understand that, but what have I not done then to that I'm not going? Because that must be fascinating for him.
It must be fascinating, although by the time the decision is made, like Harry Maguire effectively saying to Thomas Tuchel, like, why? He's probably already told Dan Burn or whoever else that they're going. Yeah, so it's not going to change the decision.
Yeah, I get that, but I need that kind of clarity.
Yeah.
I need that kind of closure, as in, certainly Gibbs-White's spot is definitely the one. I'd need to know, well, what more could I have done? Like, the only person who scored more goals than me as an Englishman was Ollie Watkins. Yeah. So I need to know what I could have done more, I didn't do. Why are you not picking me?
You know, off the back of what happened to Harry Maguire, I think he should have gone. I think you think he should have gone. I think most people assumed that he would go. His reaction to not going, he went on social media. I think his family went on social media.
I did like all that.
Do you think on some level, like, I don't care, by the way. I want people who are passionate about playing for England.
There's a right way to do it, though.
Do you think that was wrong then? Do you think that almost validated Tuchel's decision not to take him, the way that he reacted?
Nah, but it's just, when you start going on social media and all that, you're a petulant child. Do you know what I mean? You don't need, listen, everyone's got respect for Harry Maguire. Everyone knows how good he's been for England when he's played. He's been top, like top. You don't need to do that. Like, I get it, you're frustrated, but save that for, like, even if you put a statement out and go, I'm hugely disappointed, but do you know what I mean?
Good luck to the lads.
Yeah, brilliant for the lads. And then if you are still angry, when Thomas Tuchel phones you, then you say it to him, like, I can't believe you're not taking me, because then it's private. Yeah. But when you start going on social media and all that...
It's all a bit unedifying,
yeah,
isn't it, when your mum's on social media.
Yeah, man, just leave it, man. Just leave that. Yeah. But listen, he's called him to his face. I like that approach from Thomas Tuchel.
Yeah, fair enough. Now, next up, we're going to be heading to Dallas. Crookie has got himself into a bit of bother, and we'll find out what he's been up to over the last 24 hours. You're listening to World Cup Game Day Live with myself, Rory Jennings, and Darren Bent. The big result yesterday came, of course, with Spain being held to a 0-0 draw against debutants Cape Verde. I don't know if you're aware of it. The Spanish captain Rodri criticised their defensive approach to the game. Rodri. He said, "This is what he said. He said that's how they play. They don't get past midfield. It's a matter of improving our finishing."
I think it's arrogant.
Tell me.
Don't expect Cape Verde to get the position of the ball and to create many occasions against Spain. Spain is one of the best teams in the world. So the way he said that, I think this is disrespectful for Cape Verde. And I think you should look at yourself in the mirror, because you should have done better than that to win that game. You had some occasion to score, you didn't. And I think you have to put credit on the Cape Verde players, because I think they defended like lions on the pitch.
Let's not forget as well, Spain had 27 shots, 7 shots on target. Ferran Torres has got to score that one where it's the bar. Sometimes you've got to look at yourself, not at the opposition, are you? Look at, we don't want to go back to Arsenal.
Frustrations.
If Arsenal went open against PSG, we've seen what happened in the Bayern Munich game. You have to play to your strengths. And Cape Verde, like you says, defended like lions. The goalkeeper was outstanding.
you know, if you don't like their style of play, it's up to you to do enough, you know, to win that game. I mean, I don't like those criticisms, you know, when you meet opponents that are not at the same level, and at the end you share the points, and you think, yeah, they were too defensive, and
He's done that before, Rodri.
Yeah,
Scotland that he did it.
Exactly.
The same thing, yeah.
So I don't like it at all.
Do you think we're going to see a lot more of that in this World Cup with the so-called bigger teams being held against the small ones? We saw it in Brazil and Morocco, right? Of
course.
Do you think it's a case of you would have played against one of the greatest Brazil sides of all time? Do you think it's a case of the bigger teams aren't as big as they used to be and the gap is much smaller now, and maybe the smaller teams have worked them out a bit?
The gap is not the same.
Trevor Chalobah is travelling out to Kansas City to replace Tino Livramento in the England squad. It's been confirmed Livramento has been withdrawn after an injury setback in camp. Here's our chief football correspondent, Alex Crook.
I think this was always a concern for Thomas Tuchel when it came not just to Livramento but potentially to Reece James, who I think was always going to start this first game against Croatia, and John Stones as well, who obviously hasn't played a lot of football for Manchester City. That's why he called up so many defenders, maybe to the detriment of other areas of the team.
Meanwhile, we understand all of Jude Bellingham, Anthony Gordon and John Stones will start tomorrow night against Croatia. But Thomas Tuchel still undecided over Bukayo Saka. World Cup winner Emmanuel Petit says he should not be in that starting 11.
I am a huge fan of Saka, but I have to be honest. And if I am one of his teammates, you know, I won't understand it. And, you know, we're not talking about Zidane or Messi, that kind of players, you know, that even at 60%, you know, they should be on the pitch. Saka is not that kind of player, you know.
You can hear the match live right here on talkSPORT tomorrow evening. Meanwhile, the FA's chief exec says Tuchel's contract extension before the World Cup removes distractions during the tournament. Mark Bullingham says stability is important ahead of a home tournament in 2 years' time. Plus, Harry Maguire's revealed he was told he was not in the England squad via a FaceTime call with Tuchel. Now to the Oval, where Joe Root has been speaking for the first time since being made temporary captain in Ben Stokes' absence. Root admitted the team needs to take more accountability for their actions.
It has been disappointing. There's been a few occasions as a team we've let ourselves down and we've let each other down. And we have to learn from those, those mistakes and make sure that we understand, that we shouldn't be putting ourselves in those situations.
But he's refused to be drawn on questions over a drinking culture in the squad. The second test against New Zealand starts tomorrow. We will bring you live updates throughout the match. And Serena and Venus Williams will play alongside each other at Wimbledon in the doubles this year. They've been handed a wild card to the main draw. There is more at talksport.com.
You're listening to World Cup Game Day on talkSPORT with me, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent. Still to come, we'll be getting all the latest from the Scotland camp. Now though, the big news out of the England camp today. Trevor Chalobah has been called up in place of Tino Livramento, who misses the tournament through injury. Darren, this is massive, isn't it? On the eve of England starting our tournament, we had this almost shocker. Trevor Chalobah on his way to join the camp.
Yeah.
And Tino Livramento's World Cup is over.
Yeah, I'm gutted for Tino because he's had a good season. You know the qualities there. I know he's had his injury issues, but I feel for him. But fantastic for Trevor Chalobah. I'm a fan of his. I like the fact that he could play right back. He could play right centre half. He could play in a 3. I mean, you would have seen a lot more of him than I have. So do you think he's warranted that call up?
I love Trevor Chalobah. I love what he represents at Chelsea. I think he's a brilliant player and a true professional. But it feels wild to me that that Lewis Hall isn't gone. Like, he must actually be considering Dan Burn as cover for left back.
Yeah.
Like, that's what this must mean. I can't understand. Like, Lewis Hall, must be looking at this, thinking, what on earth is going on? Because I thought Lewis Hall should have gone anyway.
Yeah.
Now,
he was in my squad as well.
Now Livramento's not there, and Lewis Hall's still not going.
So who would you have left behind if Lewis Hall...
Jed Spence.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I see that. I do see
Jed
that.
Spence, definitely. But I think Jed Spence, Dan Burn, Jarrell Kwanzaa are all capable of being sacrificed for any of the players that we're discussing at the moment. I think it's very weird.
The Kwanzaa one, okay, I just didn't... Not that, maybe because he's out of mind because he's at Leverkusen, so he's just not...
Yeah.
But he wasn't anywhere near my squad. But fair, again, Thomas Tuchel, and that's, you've got to respect him because he's obviously seen something. But yeah, Tino is poor. The only thing I would say is that he's young enough to go again. And I know right now that probably doesn't help, and he's probably thinking, oh, but he's 23 years old, man.
Yeah, that's true.
So, like, he's more than good enough to come again. I know it doesn't maybe help now, but listen, he'll play for England. I've got no doubts about that.
No, I completely agree with you on that. Right, we're now going to head straight over to Dallas because our chief football correspondent, Alex Crook, has some breaking news. Good afternoon, Alex Crook.
Good afternoon, boys. I do indeed. It involves the Portugal manager, Roberto Martinez. Portugal yet to kick off their World Cup campaign over here in North America. But it's talkSPORT's understanding that regardless of what happens over the next few weeks, Roberto Martinez set to leave Portugal at the end of the tournament. His contract expires once this tournament is done, and I'm told it's his decision not to renew his contract. Martinez looking to return to club management either in the Premier League or a top European side, or potentially even take over another of the big European nations. So the big breaking news, talkSPORT understands Roberto Martinez set to leave Portugal, even if they were to go all the way this summer.
Crookie, we'll talk about your antics with the law in a little bit, but why do you think he decided to come out of that now? Because to me, it just seems really strange that Portugal haven't played yet, and he's decided to make that decision now.
Well, he's not come out with it. We've not heard publicly yet from Roberto Martinez. No doubt he will be asked about it next time he faces the media. But I think the decision has been made in conjunction with the Portuguese FA just to give them some clarity. Obviously, they can start looking for a potential successor. I think had Jose Mourinho not already taken that job at Real Madrid, I think he would have been a genuine contender to replace Martinez, of course, in charge of his native Portugal.
Just for some context, Roberto Martinez, 40 games as Portugal manager, 70% win percentage, which is the highest in Portugal history. He won the Nations League in 2025, and they average 2.5 goals per match, which is the highest of any Portuguese manager. So he's done well, and obviously this tournament could be a defining moment for him. It's the timing of this announcement, Alex. I can't quite get my head around it. How do they benefit from dropping this news now?
Well, as I say, it's not been formally announced. It's just sources have told me this is the direction of travel. Who knows? It might galvanise the Portuguese players to send Roberto Martinez out on a high. Actually, before I came over here, I thought they were being overlooked, Portugal. I think they were a double-figure price with most bookies to win this competition. You look at the talent they've got. Obviously, there's a lot of question marks over Cristiano Ronaldo. Does he need to play every minute? Is Roberto Martinez going to manage him a little bit better, maybe, than he did the Euros? But you've got Bruno Fernandes, who comes into the tournament on the back of a record-breaking season in terms of assists. Bernardo Silva, obviously, has just left Manchester City for Real Madrid, so his towel is going to be up. Defensively, I think they're pretty strong as well, and they've got some talented young players in the squad also. I think I haven't seen a team yet, and obviously we're yet to see France play. England haven't kicked off their campaign. I've not seen a team yet who I think have been as good as Portugal might well turn out to be.
Quickie, when I think about Roberto Martinez, and listen, he is a good manager, but I can't help but thinking that he almost wasted Belgium's golden years. I mean, that team that they had was sensational. Hazard, De Bruyne was a bit younger. If the announcement does come and he does leave Portugal and they haven't won the Euros, or the World Cup, sorry, this World Cup, how do you think Portugal fans will review his time in charge?
I think that depends on the circumstances, depends how deep they go into the draw. It's difficult to win a World Cup. England haven't done it since 1966. There are some fantastic sides that are going to develop and evolve over the next few weeks. I think if Portugal find themselves in a semi-final, if they can reach the final, even if they don't win it, as Rory's already mentioned, he's got that Nations League triumph under his belt. I think he'll go down as a resounding success, certainly in the eyes of the Portuguese people. I take your point about Belgium and that golden generation. Didn't look particularly golden, did they, when they started their tournament against Egypt yesterday. There just seems something fundamentally wrong with that Belgian side, that every time they turn up in a major tournament, you expect them to do well. They don't quite deliver, do they? And I'm not sure you can necessarily blame that on Martinez.
Right, Crookie, we have a question for you, and it's essential that you do not plead the fifth. A little birdie tells me that you've had a brush with the law. Have you been half-inched in America?
I have. Well, this is generating a fair bit of traction. Yeah, we were driving back from Houston to Dallas yesterday. It should only take 3.5, 4 hours max. It took us more than 6 hours because the weather was absolutely atrocious. Biblical rain as we left Houston. Now, producer Ryan, who you all know, he was supposed to be behind the wheel, but he was too tired, so I kindly offered to take over. I've been driving for about 3 minutes, and all of a sudden these flashing lights come behind me. I thought they were just trying to get me out the way, so I pulled over, and then they pulled over as well. I thought, do you know what? They actually want me to stop here on the highway. And apparently, under Texan law, it is an offence if you don't slow down or move out the way of an emergency vehicle, even if they haven't got the flashing lights on. Now, I didn't know an emergency vehicle was behind me. Obviously didn't know that law, so I got pulled over. They gave me a formal warning and sent me on my way after a nice chat about the World Cup. But yeah, certainly an unexpected development, but luckily I've not been put behind bars.
Crookie, any breathalyzer? Did they do any of them checks on you?
Certainly not, and I was absolutely fine on that front before you start spreading any of your vicious rumours.
Yeah. Do you know what?
Malicious for Ben.
Do you know what? I love Crookie. He is like one of my favourite people, right? But I would have liked you if Crookie maybe just spent a little bit of time, maybe just a night in there for something. Do you know what I mean? Like you could get a judge for the next morning. I thought I would have quite liked to have seen that.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah,
you know your friends are at your time with me, don't you?
Yeah, with friends like these, eh? Right now, it's time to slide into Game Day with Burger King.
Sliding into Game Day on talkSPORT with Burger King Burger Buddies. Total tournament satisfaction delivered by the experts. Order now on the BK app.
Yeah, that's right. As we round up the latest from the World Cup, each day we'll be choosing 3 key talking points to discuss ahead of all of the action. We're going to start with the big news coming out of the England camp today that we have just touched on. Trevor Chalobah has been called up in place of Tino Livramento, who misses the tournament through injury. Alex Crook, how big a blow do you think this is for England's chances of winning the tournament?
Well, I don't think he would have started the first game. I think Reece James is going to be the starting right back. But what we know about Reece James is, much like Livramento, his body has a habit of letting him down. He's someone who is susceptible to injuries. And in that regard, I think it is a big concern because obviously Trevor Chalobah, as you mentioned, is the replacement. He can play at right back, but it's not his best position. Again, I think you were debating it before I came on. If you're Trent Alexander-Arnold, presumably sat on a beach somewhere in the Caribbean, you would be scratching your head at this news. You know, another right back has pulled out the squad, and he still doesn't get the call. I think that tells you where he is in Thomas Tuchel's pecking order. And also, I don't really get the Chalobah call up. They've already got a lot of centre backs in this squad, and it's been to the detriment for me of players higher up the pitch. No Morgan Gibbs-White, despite the numbers he put on the board for Nottingham Forest. No Cole Palmer, who I know didn't have a stellar campaign for Chelsea, but he brings that bit of X factor. I'm not sure Chalobah in for injured Livramento is going to excite many of the England fans that we're going to be speaking to over here in Dallas.
Quick, another one which I find mental is that it's come from the Tunisia camp. Obviously, they've sacked their head coach Sabri Lamouchi after that 5-1 smashing by Sweden. I mean, what do you make of that? That's absolutely crazy. And any kind of thoughts on who's coming in after him?
Well, I think Hervé Renard, the former Saudi Arabia manager, has been appointed. He was in charge of the Saudis when they beat Argentina in one of the first games of the last World Cup. So they've moved quickly to appoint someone in the place of Lamouchi. What I find most baffling about this story is speaking to people close to the Tunisian camp. He actually took training the morning after they got hammered by Sweden, knowing that he'd been fired by the Tunisian Federation.
Wow.
So that was a new one on me. They were really poor in that game against Sweden, and they weren't great in the lead up to this World Cup. But it is a surprise development, a manager to be fired after one game. We've obviously still 2 big group games to go.
Yeah, wild decision there. And Alex, we're going to finish up with maybe the big topic of the World Cup so far, hydration breaks. Every game has a 3-minute break during each half, with US broadcasters taking the opportunity to run commercials. Across the tournament, those breaks could generate 333 million quid in revenue. England's Bukayo Saka spoke to the media last night and was asked what players think of them.
I think it depends, you know. Obviously, if you're dominating and you have all the momentum, you would love to keep going. But yeah, I guess in some cases it will be helpful, you know, when we're playing in extreme heat. But I'm easy, I'm open. I don't really mind.
What about as a fan? Because you've obviously been watching the games. Do you think it disrupts it for the viewer?
You're trying to get me to say something controversial, man. I'm not saying nothing. I enjoy the game regardless.
Crookie, you've obviously been in stadiums out there. You've witnessed this firsthand. You've been a spectator while this is occurring. What's it actually like? How detrimental is it to the flow of the game?
Well, let's not beat around the bush here. These are not hydration breaks. These are advert breaks to suit the American audience. There was one game, I think, where they couldn't restart because the host broadcaster in America was still in a commercial break, so the assistant referee had to stop the referee from restarting the game. Now, I understand if it is genuinely hot that players need a hydration break. They don't need a 3-minute one. You can do that in a minute. But I was in the stadium in Houston when Germany beat Curacao. It was air conditioned, the roof was on, it wasn't hot. There was no need for play to be stopped, and obviously coaches are using it to get extra tactical information on the pitch. There was even a game I was watching the other day where they stopped a hydration break just before a corner. Now, clearly, that is going to have an impact, and it can change the momentum of games. I heard Darren Bent talking about that when I think you were commentating Spain yesterday. I think it's a nonsense. It's an American thing. It just doesn't work in football.
Cricket, the last one from me, I've got to ask you about it. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer potentially to Ipswich. What have you heard about that? Is that something that is potentially going to happen?
He seems to be a name near the top of Ipswich's shortlist. It's not a massive surprise because obviously he worked with Kieran McKenna, so McKenna will have had a word with the Ipswich hierarchy when it comes to his replacement. He's been a regular at Ipswich games over the last few years because of his friendship with McKenna. I would still make Gary O'Neill the favourite. Obviously, the former Bournemouth and Wolves manager, now at Strasbourg, got them to the semi-finals in the Conference League. He's got a relationship with Mark Ashton, as you know, Benty, the Ipswich chairman, because they work together at Bristol City. So I think if they can do a deal with Strasbourg and if they can come to an agreement with Gary, I'd make him the front runner. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer certainly an interesting contender. Not sure how well that would go down with Ipswich fans.
Alex Crook, thank you so much for finding the time. Try and stay on the right side of the law, or at the very least, don't get caught.
I'll do my best. Cheers, boys.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. That was a look at some of the day's key talking points, all thanks to Burger King.
Sliding into game day on talkSPORT with Burger King Burger Buddies. Iconic winners delivered in the box every time. Order now on the BK app.
You're listening to World Cup Game Day live on talkSPORT with myself, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent. Next up, we're focusing on the England camp on match day -1.
Have spoken about your battle in inverted commas with Bukayo Saka.
Yeah.
He's just spoken very highly about you in the press conference.
Yeah. What did he say?
He said you were his brother.
Yeah.
So give some love back to B.
No, he knows. We know. Everyone talks about rivalry and stuff, but if you see us, you wouldn't think that. Of course, we're competitors at heart for sure, and we play in the same position for club and country. So there's that natural competition, but it's not rivalry for sure. We know we're pulling in the same direction. We know we both have parts to play for club and for country. So whenever he's playing, I want him to do the best he can because he's an amazing player and it's going to help us win. And I'm sure he thinks the same. So that's really it.
It seems to be a bit of a theme, actually. Thomas Tuchel has almost created he's been very clear in everybody's roles, 2 players for each position and then, elsewhere. And that you're close, the people that you're. What does that do, and how does it help?
Yeah, I think it's great, to be honest. And I feel like also we have such an amazing team where everybody knows how good they are. So it's like, it's not that you're going to be on the bench and you're rubbish. It's it might be that opponent, that team suits one player better, or someone's in form, and but like if you look at the last game, how the subs came on and won the game for us so easily. That's the strength and depth we have, and it's gonna be crucial for this tournament.
You impressed as well against Costa Rica. It was
Yeah.
great seeing you back out there.
Yeah.
We've spoken previously about wanting to score more goals.
Yeah.
Is that the main part of your game that you're working on? Is being more clinical?
Yeah, definitely. I want to be more ruthless. I feel like to go to that level where I'm one of the best wingers in the world, I need to be. I need to score more, need to assist more. But besides that, I feel like I do so much for the team, irrespective of that. But yeah, definitely. As a winger, you want to score as much as possible. If I could score every game, I would.
Is that the ambition then? Be one of the best wingers in the world?
Hello, I'm Matt Forden from talkSPORT. This is How to Win the World Cup.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
It was so important to succeed because of all the pressure we received.
Don't jump for this one, I'm going to knock his head off.
Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything.
You are listening to World Cup Game Day live on talkSPORT with me, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent. Brought to you by Burger King Burger Buddies. Iconic winners delivered in the box every time. Order now on the BK app. Still to come, we'll be hearing what Paul Pogba makes of Manchester United's title chances. But just quickly, Trevor Chalobah has been called up to the England squad in place of the injured Tino Livramento. Tunisia have sat their manager just one game into the World Cup. Now it's time to get the latest from the England camp with Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
On England's Corner on talkSPORT. Brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, we're here for it.
Yes, England get their World Cup underway against Croatia live on talkSPORT tomorrow night at 9 p.m. talkSPORT understands that Tuchel is yet to decide who will be starting on the right-hand side. And ahead of tomorrow's game, Noni Madueke has been speaking to talkSPORT's England correspondent, Faye Carruthers.
You and I have spoken about your battle in inverted commas with Bukayo Saka.
Yeah.
He's just spoken very highly about you in the press conference.
Yeah. What did he say?
He said you were his brother.
Yeah.
So give some love back to B.
No, he knows. We know. Everyone talks about rivalry and stuff, but if you see us, you wouldn't think that. Of course, we're competitors at heart for sure, and we play in the same position for club and country. So there's that natural competition, but it's not rivalry for sure. We know we're pulling in the same direction. We know we both have parts to play for club and for country. So whenever he's playing, I want him to do the best he can because he's an amazing player and it's going to help us win, and I'm sure he thinks the same. So that's really it.
Interesting stuff there from Noni Madueke. Now we can also hear from Bukayo Saka because he spoke to the media yesterday and discussed his own fitness.
I don't want to say anything that obviously goes against the manager. What I would say is between Mikel and Arsenal medical team and Thomas and the England medical team since March, they've managed me amazingly and helped me get back on the pitch and do what I can for the team. And I'm feeling better than I felt in the last few months, and I'm ready to go.
This is very interesting, Darren. Do you think there's a world where protecting Bukayo Saka, preserving him, making sure that he is ready for when we need him most, Is there a world where it could be the sensible thing to not start him in our first game against Croatia tomorrow night?
Yeah, potentially. I think if he's carrying any sort of knock, right? Now, part of me's being a bit selfish, part of me's thinking Arsenal. If he's carrying any sort of knock, you just can't risk him because you don't want him to keep breaking down. Obviously, he's been injured quite a few times this season. Whenever he's generally played for England, he's been very good. He's been outstanding, you'd have to say, for England. I think he's even won England's player of the season. He's won England's men's player of the year twice, right? So we know how important he is for England. I get the feeling, and I don't know what you think, but I almost feel like Thomas Tuchel really likes Noni Madueke. I think he likes his directness. I think you saw it again when a lot of people were kind of making gripes about Thomas Tuchel's start when there was a few indifferent games. The only two that came out of any credit were Elliot Anderson and Noni Madueke. I think he likes how direct he is. I think he just really likes him, right? Obviously, I've watched a lot of both of them this season. Like, Noni's not a patch on Bukayo Saka when they're both fully fit. He's just not. But he's a good second option. Yeah, you'd have to say coming off the bench for England. But it looks like, for me, he's probably going to start. And you have to say, to be fair to Noni Madueke, when he's played for England, he's looked decent.
Yeah, he's done well.
He's done well. He's looked decent. So, and I think he feels the love. I think as a player, if you feel the love of the manager, that goes a long way. Like, you're going to get players that don't really care whether the manager likes you or not. If he's going to play because you're a good player, you'll get on with it. But I almost feel like certain players need to feel the love. And I think Noni Madueke with Thomas Tuchel does feel the love because it's a big decision. He's taken him. He's left Bowen at home, who's had a good season for West Ham. He left Palmer at home, who could play on that right-hand side. So there's two players there. You go, wow. He's taken Noni Madueke. So you have to take confidence from that. So
do you think that Thomas Tuchel knows the team that he's going to start tomorrow night?
Yes, I think he knows what team he'd like to start tomorrow night.
Who would you start tomorrow night?
On the right-hand side?
Yeah.
Would depend. If Saka's fully fit, then Saka. Even if he's at 80%, no. It's Noni Madueke.
Is there an argument to say that even if he's say he is at 80, you play him against Croatia. Croatia's the hardest team in the group. If you beat Croatia, you're probably on for finishing top of the group, which is incredibly important for so many reasons.
Yeah, of course. Nah, if 80%, no, because then you might lose him back into the tournament. You'd rather him get to 100%. And then, because, listen, again, I've just said it, Noni Madueke hasn't let England down. He's played well for England. He obviously enjoys playing under Thomas Tuchel. He obviously understands what Thomas Tuchel wants from him. So if Saka is not 100% fit, then just don't play him.
And what do you reckon tomorrow? Are you happy with the 1-0, or do you think we need a bit of a statement result, or just the victory is all that matters?
The victory is just, you know what I mean? We get fascinated with, styles and substance. Do you know what I mean? It's not about the style. Yeah, you'd love your team to play really well. But if they nick a 1-0 and it's a penalty and it's 3 points on the board, that's more than fine.
Yeah, I agree. Do you think we get it?
Yeah, I think we'll beat Croatia. I think you look at the squad that we've got, and this is no disrespect to Croatia. I just think player for player, England are better. Like, I know you can't say that about every nation when you maybe France or Spain.
Yeah, no, we have a stronger squad. We have a stronger first 11.
The depth is better than Croatia. So I'd expect England to win it.
Yeah, I agree with you. That was a look at the latest in the England camp with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. They're here for it.
On England's Corner on talkSPORT. Brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it. Book now at enterprise.co.uk.
Still to come, we'll be getting all the latest from the Scotland camp. But first, it's time for No Googling. We want to know which country has scored the most goals in World Cup history. What country has scored the most goals in World Cup history? We'll tell you after this.
With Cape Verde, it's only fair and right we do this.
¿Quién ha visto a España? Paella. ¿Puedes oírme, paella? Siempre eres tú. Menuda paliza. Ni cucaracha. Estrella. Chorizo. Chorizo. ¿Puedes oírme, chorizo? Siempre eres tú. Menuda paliza. Siesta. Tiki-taka. Taka, tiki-taka. Tiki-taka, tiki. ¿Puedes oírme? Tiki-tiki. Siempre eres tú. Menuda paliza. La Liga. Tumbonas. Benidorm. Pablo Picasso. Sangría. Islas Canarias, Santiago Bernabéu, Rafael Nadal, Málaga, Penélope Cruz, el clásico, ¿puedes oírme? El clásico, ¿puedes oírme? España, siempre eres tú, menuda humildad.
Oh, mate. That's hard work, that, mate.
I didn't know you could.
That's hard work, that.
I didn't know you could.
That took a lot of effort.
I didn't know.
No,
I didn't know you had that in the locker.
Me neither. Unbelievable game that we saw. Spain, the European champions, will take on Cape Verde. In a game where I thought Cape Verde absolutely deserved a point out of that. And you know what football's like? I see 5 minutes come up of extra time at the end of the game. And I'm like, this football's such a cruel sport that you don't always get what you deserve, but they absolutely got what they deserved.
Yep.
And had Spain somehow nicked their header towards the end, had they somehow nicked a goal, that would have been one of the biggest travesties I can think of.
Listen, I was watching the game. And I was looking at it, I was thinking, damn, I couldn't see a way, because you know what it is? It's the low block that you can't unlock it no more, because people are defending so well, teams are defending so well, and it's hard to, you need individual brilliance, or what do you have to have? You have to move the ball faster to get your wingers on the ball so you can get crosses in and get goals that way from for your striker. But when I saw Cape Verde, I thought they deserved something out of that game, and they was getting on the attack. They were going on the counter attack, and they was having a go as well. So it wasn't just defending. They was going the other way sometimes when they could get out.
Scotland were made to wait over a quarter of a century between their appearances at World Cup finals. So long, many of their fans were unborn or in nappies when they were having that memorable summer across the Channel. Scotland's route to France '98 was relatively straightforward under Craig Brown, finishing second in qualifying Group 4, which back then was enough to go straight through to the finals. talkSPORT's very own Ali McCoist was at the centre of the big pre-tournament scandal, left out of the squad entirely at the age of 35. That off the back of a season in which he'd scored 15 for Rangers. Brown would later describe his decision as a huge regret and would apologise. McCoist said being left at home was one of the biggest disappointments of his career. The tournament itself was an all-too-familiar tale of struggle for Scotland, defeat by way of an own goal against holders Brazil, a what might have been draw against Norway, and a crushing loss to Morocco would ensure Scotland were home before the postcards. Delimitri's World Cup song Don't Come Home Too Soon ringing in their ears, little did they know they'd not feature at a World Cup for another 28 years.
Jack, can I get that Rock and Wyclef? It doesn't matter at any point. Just wondering. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
You're listening to World Cup Game Day on talkSPORT with me, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent. Still to come, we'll be having some fun with the best of talkSPORT. A few moments ago, though, we brought you the second of this afternoon's No Googling questions. We asked which country has scored the most goals in World Cup history. The most goals in World Cup history. Benty, you had it down to 2 teams.
Yeah,
it could only be 2.
I knew it would be 2. Obviously, first of all, I went Brazil. Just because, there's Brazil, but that's obviously Germany.
There's one in it. Germany have scored 239 goals. So obviously that walloping that they dished out the other day has taken them above Brazil.
Yeah, well, they gave Brazil 7 back in 2014, didn't they?
Yeah, they gave them a 14 swing there. Absolutely. That's one ahead of Brazil, but by the time this tournament ends, it could all change. Right, now it's time to get a Scotland update with Burger King.
Scotland Camp Update on talkSPORT. Brought to you by Burger King Burger Buddies. Total tournament satisfaction. Delivered by the experts. Order now on the BK app.
That's right, our very own Shabana Hearn is keeping you up to date from within the Scotland camp throughout this World Cup. And she's got all the latest for us now.
Hello guys, how are you? Welcome back to Charlotte, North Carolina, where the Scotland camp are based for our duration of the tournament. Boston feels like a distant memory, but it's good to know we're going back there very, very soon. Still belief in this camp, still belief among the people out in the streets of Charlotte that Scotland can get a result against Morocco. We shall wait and see. Good news from the team today, 26 players trained. Scott McKenna, being the player who's been training on his own because of a calf injury, he's back with the team today and looked in good spirits as well. We're going to pack up our stuff. We're going to do another open training session tomorrow, and then tomorrow night we're going back to Boston to party on with the Tartan Army.
Very interesting stuff there from Shabana Hearn. I think that... Do you think I'm right here, Darren? Do you think that Scotland and Scotland fans have got slightly carried away with a fairly uninspiring 1-0 victory over Haiti?
No.
No?
No, because I think it was... that group openers couldn't have gone any better for them.
Well, it could have gone a lot better, couldn't it?
No, it couldn't have.
What, 1-1-0?
Okay, but they're 3 points. The other 2 drew.
Okay, but in terms of that game, that fixture,
yeah, but now
Haiti should be the game where they make a statement.
Like Spain,
they look lethargic.
Like Spain and Cape Verde.
I suppose, but I just thought they looked lethargic, and I thought the party and celebrating it from the rooftops.
In that group, I thought, wow, Brazil, Morocco, and that. They've done the bit, which is beat Haiti. Fair play. It might not have been the greatest game, weren't the greatest goal, but it's 3 points on the board. That puts pressure on the other teams. Certainly Brazil and Morocco, because they drew. I wasn't impressed with Brazil. I just wasn't. I expected so much more from Brazil. I thought Morocco were very impressive. Scotland play Morocco next.
How do you think that one will go?
I think Morocco will win. But if somehow Scotland nicked another draw, imagine they get another draw. All of a sudden you go, wow, it's wide open. Do you know what I mean? So, no, listen, I've the performance for Scotland, of course, you can always pick bones of it and go, they could have been better here, they could have been better here. The most important thing for them is that they got the 3 points on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. And Scotland take on Morocco. That is their next game. It's at 11 p.m. on Friday, and that is, of course, live on talkSPORT.
Sure, they're getting some mad kick-off time, Scotland, aren't they? Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
They can't get a little 8 o'clock anywhere.
I know.
What was the first one? 2 a.m.
2 a.m. Yeah, they're not having it easy. They're not having it easy at all. That was a Scotland camp update, all thanks to Burger King.
Scotland Camp Update on talkSPORT. Brought to you by Burger King Burger Buddies. Iconic winners delivered in the box every time. Order now on the BK app.
Now, we are taking your calls on who should start on the right for England tomorrow. If you have a passionate feeling towards this, if you have anything that you want to get off of your chest regarding England starting our World Cup tomorrow, give us a ring. Give us a ring now. 03717 22 33 44. We're going to speak to Howard. Howard, how are you, mate?
I'm good. How are you, lads?
Yeah, very
We're good,
well.
mate, we're good.
Very well. How are you feeling about England tomorrow?
England group opener, 1-0. There's not much faith coming from a big scoreline, if I'm being totally honest. But just get the job done will do.
See, that's the thing. I totally agree with you, Howard. I think too many people are getting carried away about the performance. The performance is second. It's about the result and getting off to a positive start.
It's irrelevant. Italy was poor win the Euro. You know, you just got to go win 8 games, 1-0, and that's it. We go home. It's simple, isn't it? So,
yeah. What about this one, Howard? Who do you think should start on the right-hand side? We heard Noni Madueke speaking to Faker Others earlier. We've also seen Bukayo Saka speaking about this World Cup. Who do you think should start on that right-hand side, considering that Bukayo Saka is certainly aware of previous injuries this season?
Well, this is where I think we've missed a trick, because regardless of his season, with Saka injured, we could have easily started Cole Palmer out on the right. you could have. The biggest thing we missed out on was not taking Trent, and I don't understand how. And I'm a Liverpool fan, and it didn't end great with us, but with Livramento injured as well now, you're taking Chalobah over Trent, the greatest passer the ball England's got. You left Cole Palmer at home, who's attack-minded. Gibbs White, I mean, I'd have had Gibbs White out there. There's a number of them. Madueke, for me, just does not cut the mustard. I mean, I don't even think he's a good club player, if I'm being totally honest. So I think he'll start Madueke, but I just cannot see us winning a World Cup with Madueke starting, Cole Palmer, Gibbs White and Trent sat at home or on a beach somewhere. I just don't get it.
Do you know, the only thing I'd say about that, a lot of people would have said when Arsenal signed Madueke, you know that you always get the well, hold on, Arsenal trying to win the league. If you sign Rory Madueke, that doesn't win you the league. I mean, I called him the nearly man because he nearly does everything well. Like, again, I've said it before, he goes past people, it's nearly a good cross. He does a lovely bit of skill, has a shot, a goal, it nearly goes in.
Yeah, it's a bang on assessment.
Do you know what I mean? It never quite happens. Like, it'll do something beautiful. It'll go drop a shoulder, go past someone, it'll go to bend it in that far corner, it'll be a beautiful strike, but it'll just whistle past the post.
Nearly nonny.
Yeah.
Nearly nonny. Let's go to the phone lines again. Ian, the West Ham fan, is live. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, lads. How are you?
Yeah, very well.
He's definitely talking about Bowen.
Yeah, what do you reckon, Ian?
Well, look, statistically we could talk about Bowen, but, in terms of, you just described Nonu Madueke as a nearly man, just reflect on what you just said there. We're starting a World Cup, right, we've been crying out for technical players for generations now. And we've got these players like Foden, like Palmer, all playing in different seasons, like Trent Alexander-Arnold. Rewind to the summer of 2025 and imagine sitting there and saying to yourself, next summer we're going to be taking Jed Spence, Trevor Chalobah and Nonu Madueke to a World Cup and leaving those three players at home. You'd be sectioned. And, we've been crying out for these technical players. And yes, they don't always produce in an England shirt and they can be system players. But you just highlighted Jarrod Bowen there. Jarrod Bowen.
Oh, what timing that was.
I think we could predict the rest of it, right?
Yeah. Do you know the Palmer one, I thought he'd go, even though he hasn't been great this year. And again, you've watched him a lot more now, but he hasn't been great, but that moment in the final shows he's got quality, and it's the final of the Club World Cup. Big moments, he's got that. The Foden one didn't surprise me at all. Like, people go, I can't believe. I just haven't seen Foden do it for England at all.
I think you can rationalise Foden not going. I think you can rationalise Foden not going. I think you can rationalise Palmer not going. I think you can rationalise Gibbs White not going. What you can't rationalise is all three of them not going. That's where my problem.
I thought Palmer would go, but the Foden one didn't surprise me. Gibbs White is the one I feel the most sorry for because he was brilliant.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'll tell you what, Benty, the England players are out training in Kansas City right now ahead of tomorrow's clash with Croatia. That's obviously live on talkSPORT. All 25 players that are there are training, and Trevor Chalobah is obviously on his way to join the squad. We often see the team sort of leaked, don't we, ahead of games, big games. We see the team sort of be dripped out by the media. Do you think that makes any difference to the game at all if the team is announced prior to when it should be?
Not really, unless it's a big one, like not potentially. Let's say, put it this way: if it was announced, leaked that Harry Kane wasn't playing, then that's huge. That's because you talk about one of the best players in the world. So Bellingham's not playing. It's big news. But if them guys are playing, then they leak the team. It's like, well,
yeah,
it doesn't really bother me. But the leaks are. It's surprising how the leaks get out. I mean,
I have no idea. I think it's very unpatriotic that it's ever reported. Genuinely, I think when the news comes out, even if you know it, even if, say, for example, it were to filter through to a journalist that Marcus Rashford is going to start.
Yeah,
I think they should sit on that news.
Would you sit on it?
Yeah, absolutely. What, you think I'm going to go to YouTube or whatever?
No, on a YouTube channel, you're sitting there.
Oh, you wouldn't believe the stuff I'm sitting on, Darren. You wouldn't believe what I've done for this country. I'm sitting on loads of information.
Like what?
Can't tell you, can I? Because I'm sitting on it. I'm sitting on... No,
okay, what are you waiting for?
I don't think it's patriotic. I don't think that what you should be doing is putting out information that is potentially detrimental to England's chances of winning it.
Okay, so you've got information that's detrimental to England's chances of winning it?
Well, what I would have information that is very, very valuable to the Croatia national manager. I wouldn't put that out.
Which is what?
No, I don't have the information now. What I'm saying is, if I knew, say for example...
but I thought you said you're sitting on something now.
No, don't worry about what I'm sitting on. Oof. But what I'm saying is, right, when this information leaks, and I have no idea how it leaks, does it leak from the players themselves?
Yeah, probably they tell someone they're not playing who the team is.
Right, so when that happens, I think that journalists have a responsibility not to put it out ahead of the game.
Yeah, but you know what it's like. It's about who can get it out first.
Grasses.
Is that what you're calling them,
grasses?
Okay. No, I think for journos, they try and get out fast early.
Yeah, I don't think it's right. I don't think.
Where's turning cookies are grass?
No, I don't think. Has Crookie grassed?
Mate, he's putting out news before.
No, he's not putting out unpatriotic news, though, is he?
But it's fine for other nations because remember, it hasn't been announced about Martinez.
Get their information. Absolutely. That's what your responsibility is. That's what your responsibility is as a journalist. Help us and hinder them. Don't hinder us. Ridiculous. That's where I sit on this anyway. This is World Cup Game Day live with myself, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent. In fact, if anyone has any strong feelings on this, do you think I'm correct? Is it the journalist in this country, is it their responsibility not to put out information that could be detrimental? Can you let me know either via text or give us a ring, 03717 223344. Still to come, we're going to be joined... We're going to begin the build-up to all of this evening's live World Cup games across the talkSPORT network, including France versus Senegal that is following us. Next, though, we'll be bringing you the very best of talkSPORT.
Another question that I constantly get asked is what is the difference between Thomas Tuchel and Gareth Southgate? And obviously you had Gareth Southgate in 2018, and there's the argument to say without the success that you had from 2018 to 2024, we wouldn't have Thomas Tuchel necessarily in charge of the England squad. So from your point of view, what is the difference between the two, and how is Thomas maybe taking it to that next step as we've progressed?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, a fantastic job Gareth did in all that time, reconnected England national team with the fans in 2018. That was a big challenge, and we stepped up, and the manager and the staff at the time stepped up and rose to the occasion. We never got the final, but we reconnected with the fans, and that was Gareth's main out of that tournament. That was what we needed to do. I know we wanted to dream big and wanted to get the final, but that journey we came on as a group of players, that's driven us to now. You know, that them stepping stones to get to the final with and fall short in the final to get quarters in Qatar, fall short unfortunately, then get another final against Spain. Then that created, but then the squad evolves. The manager evolves, and the manager now, Thomas, he's a winner. He drives winning mentality. He won at Chelsea. He wins where he goes, and he's passion, he's desire.
Hello, I'm Matt Forden from talkSPORT. This is How to Win the World Cup.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
It was so important to succeed because of all the pressure we received. Don't jump for this one, I'm going to knock his head off.
Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything.
listening to World Cup Game Day live on talkSPORT with me, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent. Brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car, here for it. Book now at enterprise.co.uk. Still to come, we're going to be hearing what Paul Pogba makes of Manchester United's title chances. But just quickly, Manchester United will receive more than 10 million quid after agreeing a deal to allow Amazon behind-the-scenes access during Michael Carrick's first full season as head coach. Tottenham want to sign Newcastle United midfielder Sandro Tonali this summer. Sandro Tonali, at one point, Darren, it felt like he was going to be off too. Maybe Arsenal were monitoring it. Manchester United were monitoring it. Manchester City at various points have been linked. Liverpool at various points have been linked. Going back to Juventus was another potential manoeuvre. Tottenham wasn't really on the radar, but fair play to this new strategy that they seem to be employing under the Lewis family.
Well, he knows De Zerbi, didn't he, really well? I think
they're Brescia.
That's the link, but...
They're Brescia, and they've got that thing, haven't they, Brescia? They're a little bit, where they people from the region and...
Yeah. Well, I don't listen, Arsenal not paying 100 million for Tonali. Listen, he's a very, very good player, but that's a position Arsenal don't need to worry about. So, yes, I'd love to take him at Arsenal 100%, but not for 100 million. And then at Man United, it'd be brilliant for Man United. But 100 million's a lot of money.
The thing is, for 100 million, I agree with you. I think the money's absurd, and I don't think he's worth that. But, in an era where Declan Rice goes for over 100 million, Moises Caicedo goes for over 100 million, Enzo Fernandez goes for over 100 million, does that not just mean that Sandro Tonali is worth somewhere in the region of 100 million?
To Newcastle, probably, yeah. I get that, but... And he's a good player, I agree with you. He's a very good player, very talented. Again, I'd love him at Arsenal, but I just don't want Arsenal to pay 100 million. So I think he's good enough.
What do you think he's worth?
80, 85. I think that'd be reasonable.
Can you see the appeal of Tottenham? Like, is Tottenham... I think it is, by the way, but do you think Tottenham is an upwardly mobile move from Newcastle United?
Well, the last couple of seasons would suggest no, but the way that they're going about him, what you're going to have to sell to Tonali when it comes to this type of conversation is the project. Like, he'll say, listen, like De Zerbi will say to him, I get it. We've had a couple of down years. I know we won the Europa League a couple of years ago, but it's a down year. But think about what we're doing now. We're trying to get Savino in. We're trying to get Van Hecker in.
And Robertson signed.
Robertson already there.
Signed.
Do you know what I mean? So you're like, listen, look, we're starting to rebuild. You could be that crown jewel right in the middle. So yeah, if they can sell that project to him, then maybe they get it over the line.
Very interesting. And we will, of course, keep you across that one at talkSPORT. Now it's time for this. This is the best of talkSPORT and Friends, where we run you through some of the recent highlight moments from across talkSPORT and our sister stations. Let's kick things off with this morning's breakfast show. Here's a high-level conversation between two horse racing experts, Rupert Bell and Andy Goldstein.
How many legs does a horse have?
Do you really need me to answer that question?
I think you're going to get it wrong.
Oh, because it's a gag. Okay,
no,
right.
It's not.
Answer the question, Rupert, please, mate.
4?
Right, the answer.
That's what I said.
The answer's 2.
Well, I bow to the great God that is Andy Goldstein, but in this particular case, I don't know what you've been on early this morning if you've come up with that.
I don't get it.
Me neither.
I actually don't get it. I'm
Andy being Andy, trust me.
I have absolutely no idea. You ever had a situation where you could buy into a racehorse? You ever?
No, I haven't. No.
If you could, what would you call your horse?
The Truth.
The Truth.
Yeah, that's my nickname back in the day.
That's your nickname.
Yeah, back in the day.
That you gave yourself.
That's people used to call me.
No, did people call you that, or did you?
Yeah, it was a little bit of both. Can't quite remember.
What? Don't call me Darren Beck. Call me the Truth.
Yeah, I walked to say the Truth.
Like that. The guy was called the Situation. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
What's something that you'd like to become an expert in? You know how Andy Goldstein clearly...
Paddle.
Are you a paddle expert?
I'd like to become one. You said, what would I like to become? An expert in that.
Fair enough. Now, don't forget, we're bringing you wall-to-wall coverage of Royal Ascot content over on talkSPORT 2.
Over to the Sports Bar Weekender. Here's Carlton Cole giving some love to the legend that is David Beckham.
You've got to make a movie, innit? Like a proper movie.
What, him in the movie or a movie about him?
No, it's got to make a movie. Him in the movie. It'll be like...
Like new James Bond?
He should be the next James Bond. If he
David Beckham.
Go acting school, man. I think he could go and be the next James Bond. He's got that, innit? He's like a James Bond.
The name's Bex. Dave Bex.
No, you're going to have to change his voice a little bit. Can't have that squeaky voice.
How do you think Bex would get on as James Bond?
Terrible. I saw King Arthur. He was abysmal. Amazing footballer. Underrated footballer. We don't acknowledge quite how brilliant a footballer that he was. He's a very impressive man, but an absolutely abysmal actor.
He went bad in goal, too.
Bend it like Beckham. He had a little... he popped up in that. The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Do your best James Bond impression.
Oh, I can do a great one. You ready?
Yeah.
The name's Bent. Darren Bent.
Awful. Oh, then you're supposed to be an actor as well, you.
Go to Ben. Darren Ben.
Beck's a
can't
better
do
actor
better
than
that.
you.
No, I agree with that.
If you could play any character from any film in history, who would you pick?
I could play anyone. Dennis Wise.
Honestly, yeah, something wrong with you, man. The sports bar returns at 10 p.m. tonight. Jason Cundy will be alongside O'Hara. Why Dennis Wise?
Dennis Wise, the governor. Absolutely love the man. If they also, it would
I think he's
work.
about a foot taller than you.
He's from my part of the world.
Is he?
We're about the same height. Yeah, we're kind of.
No, you're not about the same height. He's bigger than you.
He's definitely not tall.
Wiser is bigger than you.
No.
Here he is.
Listen, I appreciate that I'm slightly on the more diminutive side, but me, John Spencer, Gianfranco Zola, Dennis Wise, all Chelsea icons, and all the same
Mark
height.
Stein.
Mark Stein, well, yeah, and he's from my part of the world as well. Let's finish this off with some more from The Breakfast Show. Andy Goldstein and Gabby Agbonlahor were joined in the studio by Arsenal legend and World Cup winner Emmanuel Petit, who wasn't impressed with Gabby Agbonlahor wearing a Paris Saint-Germain shirt during the Champions League final.
I just love Paris. I love the people. I have a cousin.
Really?
In France as well. So
what's his name?
Jacquet.
Aimé Jacquet?
Yes. No, I'll apologise to Emmanuel.
Why do you put it back yourself, Gab?
No, because Emmanuel, Arsenal legend, and Cundy got in my ear. Cundy polluted my mind. So I'm going to stay away from Jason Cundy now.
Surprised by that. Surprised to see Gabby Agbonlahor back down there.
Yeah, not like him that.
Really surprised. Who do you reckon wins in a straight now?
Petit.
What, Petit versus Agbonlahor?
All day, every day, Petit, man.
No.
And he's got that dog in him, trust me.
If they had a fight, if they actually had a genuine fight.
Yeah, Petit, man. He's got that dog in him, trust me.
Do you reckon?
Yep.
Do you like France? Are you a Francophile?
Yeah, I do like it. I've been there not that many times, but yes, I do like France. Love the cuisine.
What's the worst thing about France?
The worst thing about France would be...
The Gare du Nord is the answer.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, mate, have you not got off the train at the Gare du Nord?
Yes, I have.
But
listen, there's nothing bad. I like France.
Yeah, have you got a message for Emmanuel Petit about how he never comes on Drive anymore?
Yeah, yeah. What's happening, Emmanuel? He used to come on there every single week. Now just, deserted
Got a better offer, didn't he? Got a better offer on breakfast.
That's where the money is, didn't he?
There we go.
Benty is a secret fan of Spurs.
No, he's not.
Andy and Gabby will be back on The Breakfast Show from 6 a.m. tomorrow. And, of course, you can find all of our shows on the talkSPORT app, where you can swipe between talkSPORT, talkSPORT 2 and all of our sister stations so that you never miss a moment.
Si ces 6 saucisses sont 600, ces 6 saucisses sont pas un problème. That's ridiculous.
You are listening to World Cup Game Day live with myself, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent. Next up, we'll look ahead to all of the World Cup games live on talkSPORT and the talkSPORT network over the next 24 hours, including France versus Senegal, that comes straight after us.
I don't know the difference between where Spain are the first number one ranked FIFA side in the world. And they are languishing somewhere in the 60s. Okay, it's a chasm in the modern game, a chasm. And you think about the value of that Spanish squad that started and the value of the Cape Verde team that started in terms of monetary value to any football club. It's a little bit like PSG playing someone from the conference.
Oh no, it's not.
No,
that's a bit.
Is it bigger?
Yeah.
Is it bigger than that?
Let's do PSG versus
Basingstoke.
Rotherham.
Oh, no, so Rotherham are higher up. Do you think?
Yeah, League One.
Oh, no, I think I'm going lower than that.
What? That's harsh. That's harsh.
Well, they're European champions, Spain.
Yeah.
The best side in Europe.
Yeah, but Cape Verde got players that play in Europe here and there.
Yeah, I think we're going non-league though, mate.
You going non-league?
Yeah, I think Cape Verde. If Cape Verde.
Nah, man.
No, they're a non-league side in world standards.
Yeah, but you can't do that.
I just did.
Oh, it's not right.
No, I don't mean to be disrespectful.
You're being disrespectful.
No, I'm not. Actually, it's a backhanded compliment.
How? I'm trying to find the compliment.
Because of where they are ranked.
At the World Cup, you're calling them non-league.
Yeah.
They're at a World Cup.
Yeah, I know, but they are non-league. And what I'm trying to do is bring it back into European.
You can't really do that, though, can you? Can't really do that.
I think no.
That's harsh.
Is it?
Yeah, non-league. Woking. Like, come on. No, they're not. They're not. They're better than that. At least call them like Crawley or something. Crawley, League 2. Let's go. I'll go League 2. I'm not going non-league.
Okay, Crawley's not having it.
I'm not. Let's bang out of order. They're at World Cup, mate.
No, I'm not being disrespectful. I think what we're doing here is we're looking at all the teams in the world. And so European champions, PSG, all the teams in Europe, all the non-league teams and everything.
Trevor Chalobah is travelling out to Kansas City to replace Tino Livramento in the England squad. It's been confirmed Livramento has been withdrawn after an injury setback in camp. Here's our chief football correspondent, Alex Crook.
I think this was always a concern for Thomas Tuchel when it came not just to Livramento but potentially to Reece James, who I think was always going to start this first game against Croatia, and John Stones as well, who obviously hasn't played a lot of football for Manchester City. That's why he called up so many defenders, maybe to the detriment of other areas of the team.
Meanwhile, we understand all of Jude Bellingham, Anthony Gordon and John Stones will start tomorrow night against Croatia. But Thomas Tuchel still undecided over Bukayo Saka. World Cup winner Emmanuel Petit says he should not be in that starting 11.
I am a huge fan of Saka, but I have to be honest. And if I am one of his teammates, I won't understand it. And, we're not talking about Zidane or Messi, that kind of players, that even at 60%, they should be on the pitch. Saka is not that kind of player,
You can hear the match live right here on talkSPORT tomorrow evening. Meanwhile, the FA's chief exec says Tuchel's contract extension before the World Cup removes distractions during the tournament. Mark Bullingham says stability is important ahead of a home tournament in 2 years' time. Plus, Harry Maguire's revealed he was told he was not in the England squad via a FaceTime call with Tuchel. Now to the Oval, where Joe Root has been speaking for the first time since being made temporary captain in Ben Stokes' absence. Root admitted the team needs to take more accountability for their actions.
It has been disappointing. There's been a few occasions as a team we've let ourselves down and we've let each other down. And we have to learn from those mistakes and make sure that we understand, that we shouldn't be putting ourselves in those situations.
But he's refused to be drawn on questions over a drinking culture in the squad. The second test against New Zealand starts tomorrow. We will bring you live updates throughout the match. And Serena and Venus Williams will play alongside each other at Wimbledon in the doubles this year. They've been handed a wild card to the main draw. There is more at talksport.com.
You are listening to World Cup Game Day live on talkSPORT with me, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent.
Je m'appelle Birmingham.
Still to come, we'll be joined by Adrian Durham ahead of another night of World Cup action. And of course, those games are all live on the talkSPORT network.
Right foot and he's hit it into the bottom left-hand corner. Mbappe has a hat-trick. He has his place in history.
We have this weird taste, still in our mouths because of the World Cup final, the last one, against Argentina.
It's a result that will rock and shock the football world. Senegal have beaten the defending champions of France.
Haaland racing clear. He's got into the Peltier. He sends it past the goalkeeper. A delightful little chip.
Norway have got a great chance of making an impact in this tournament. They have to win the first game against Iraq.
Messi is given the World Cup in his rightful place.
That's right, there are 4 games live across the talkSPORT network tonight and into tomorrow morning. 8 p.m. tonight, we have France versus Senegal. That is, of course, live on talkSPORT. At 11 p.m, we have Iraq versus Norway. That's on talkSPORT too. At 2 a.m, it's Argentina versus Algeria. That is on talkSPORT. And at 5 a.m, it's Austria versus Jordan. The 2026 World Cup will be on talkSPORT 2. Let's start, Darren, with the Iraq versus Norway fixture. It's an exciting one, it's a big one, and obviously all eyes are going to be on Erling Haaland. What are you expecting from him this tournament?
What we always expect from Erling Haaland, goals, him to play a big part. I actually like the team that they've got, some of the players in their team. I like, obviously, Martin Odegaard's captain. Erling Haaland, Sanderberg, I like him. I think he's a good player. Ayar from, I think he's at Brentford, is he? Ayar, I think he's a good player as well. I even like Sorloth, who's at Atletico Madrid, not bad either. So they've got a nice squad, but of course, a lot of this just depends on Erling Haaland. I mean, he is an absolute goal pig. He is one of the best, I say he's in the top 3 centre-forwards on the planet.
Yeah.
Where you put him is up to you. But yeah, I'm excited to watch him. Whenever I know he's playing, I always want to watch him.
A goal scorer like Erling Haaland, a player of his quality, it can drive a nation a long way in a tournament, can't it? Like, we've seen examples in the past of teams doing very well almost because of one individual.
Yeah, but I think with Erling Haaland it's a bit different because, don't get me wrong, he is arguably one of the greatest goal scorers we've ever seen. I mean, you look at the numbers, quickest to 100 Premier League goals. His Champions League record's phenomenal as well. But you have to create chances for him. That's the only thing. So that's how you stifle someone like Erling Haaland, is you stop them at source. You cut the service to him, and then he's not like a Harry Kane who drops deep, spray passes, or he's not like Mbappe who can just do it himself, get the ball and go past people. He's just not that type of centre forward. So you have to cut the supply line, but still, anything in and around the box, he's unbelievable at it. And people think it's coincidence that the ball will just drop to him and he's in 5 yards of space and he puts it in. No, it's because he's anticipated what's going to happen next. Yeah. That's the big thing with Erling Haaland, is that people go, hold on, how's the defense? Like, that's really bad defending. Well, it's not. The defender's in the right position, but he's just anticipated that, you know what? If I take a little chance here, the ball, and he's so good at that, the ball lands here, he finishes it off.
Amazing. Potential Golden Boot winner?
Yeah, 100%. It just depends how far Norway go. I think to have a genuine chance, you've either got to blast up the group stages,
yeah,
or your team's got to go deep into the competition. Now, I almost think Harry Kane and Kylian Mbappe have always got chances because they go deep into competitions, and they're the two, for me, the best centre forwards on the planet. But Erling Haaland, there's no reason why he can't be in the mix.
Yeah, absolutely. Argentina get their defence of the World Cup underway at 2 a.m. against Algeria. Do you expect them to win this one?
Yeah, I do. But even though they got off to a bit of a ropey start.
They start slowly. They famously start slowly.
Really slow. But you look at their form recently, I think they've won the last 7 in all comps. And you just got Messi in the middle of it. Do you know what I mean?
It's interesting how you've brought on Messi there, because I feel like when we talk about Cristiano Ronaldo, a lot of people talk about Ronaldo and they go, there's no way that he should be in this Portugal side. Portugal would be a better side without him in it. It's a disgrace that he's effectively going to start. Nobody speaks about Lionel Messi like that.
No, because he's... Listen, I know it's not, I get the feeling, I don't know him at all, Lionel Messi, but it's not all about him. And he also plays in a position where you'd probably say he's not almost the centre of attention. He almost just kind of drifts around into certain areas where I almost feel like with Ronaldo and Portugal, it's still very much about him.
Yeah.
Even at the detriment of the team, where I watched him in the last Euros, he just, at times, he was a non-factor. And you talk about one of the greatest players of all time.
Yeah.
Some people put him as number one. I personally don't. I put Messi. But he just didn't offer anything. Do you think, certainly out of possession.
Do you think that Messi will have the impact? Like, I remember watching him in Qatar. I remember watching him live in Qatar. And he basically sat out of the game. He had moments out of the game when he would allow people like DePaul, people like Alexis McAllister, Enzo Fernandez, they would do all his running.
Yeah.
But then when he needed it, when it happened...
he was ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he won best player of the tournament as well, didn't he?
It's like a coiled spring. The second that he needed to burst away, he had that explosion of pace.
That's the thing. I think with Lionel Messi, you can't expect him to go and press out of possession and all that, but he can just get himself back into a position that if they do win it back, that they will... he's the first port of call. He's that first link. Do you know what I mean? Like, he combines really well with Julian Alvarez. Them two combine really well. But I just love watching Messi. Like, regardless whether he's got that initial burst that he once had, and we know he's getting on in age, but still, that quality in front of goal, I still back him to finish anything.
Yeah, imagine if they were to retain it. Imagine what that does to the legacy. You know, the conversation around, like, I'm with you, by the way. I don't think Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo play the same sport.
No.
Like, I think that there is a chasm between the two that is far greater than the chasm between whoever comes next after second spot.
Yeah.
If you think Ronaldo is
Would you think Ronaldo's second?
If I then start thinking about players like Maradona, to be honest.
Pele, these guys, yeah.
But I think that Cristiano Ronaldo has far more in common with Ronaldinho than he does Messi.
Yeah.
I think he's that. I think that the chasm between the chasm between Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi is huge.
Do you know what? I think for a lot of people that are on the fence, and there are people that kind of flip-flop saying Ronaldo, Messi, I do think a lot of guys who I know, the moment Messi won that World Cup and the impact he had in the World Cup, because he scored 2 in the final, right? And lifting that World Cup, that was it.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, that was the moment. He's managed to win the World Cup for his country. He's the greatest.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And it's obviously Austria versus Jordan at 5 a.m. To be totally honest with you, Darren, I'm not waking up for this one. There is a chance, though, that my baby will have me awake and I'll watch it that way.
Why are you not watching it?
I wouldn't be setting an alarm for 4:30 to watch Austria versus Jordan.
Why not?
It's too much, too detrimental, mate. I'm doing drive.
You love that word, don't you?
Detrimental. I'm doing drive with you tomorrow. I'm a consummate professional. I need my 8 hours. But my kid doesn't really allow for it. So there is a massive chance that I will be watching this one from kickoff.
Well, do you know what, right? For me, obviously we do that feature called IMDb where I wake up in the middle of the night. So my next IMDb might be Austria versus Jordan because I might randomly wake up. So that might be the feature. But I get it. I'm 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm not setting my alarm to watch it. But I will catch up with it the following morning because obviously we're professionals on this.
Jordan's first World Cup, Ralf Rangnick for Austria. It's a very interesting one.
And also as well, Austria got some good players. They got Kevin Danto, David Alaba, of course, who we know, Lima from Bayern Munich.
Yeah, they're a good team.
Chukwuemeka.
Yeah, and he's a good he's a good manager, Rangnick.
Do you know what I'm shocked about? Marko Arnautovic is still kicking about.
Marko Arnautovic?
He's still kicking about. He's at FK Serena Zvezda. So, yeah.
There you go. Now, don't forget, you can set your alarms for Austria versus Jordan. Head over to talkSPORT 2 and have your breakfast with some World Cup football. Right, let's discuss France, who get their World Cup started against Senegal live on talkSPORT at 8 p.m. tonight. Their former midfielder, Paul Pogba, has been speaking to our very own Jim White over in New York, and he was asked if France have the players to win the World Cup this year.
I believe they're good enough to get in the final. It's going to be difficult for sure. But they can do it. I think they have the players, they have the mindset. They can make it.
What do you need to have, Paul, to be a World Cup winner? You're one. What do you need to have going into this tournament?
You need to have leaders. I would say you need to have a good team spirit. And you need to be... you need to have this little luck also.
Can Manchester United win the Premier League under Michael Carrick?
Yes. Yeah, I think Manchester United will win the next years. They're going to be champion of Premier League. If Arsenal can be champion, Manchester United will definitely be champion.
Wow.
It's a big statement. It's a big statement.
Yeah.
No disrespect.
But you're a big player and you can say these things.
Yes, I believe they will.
So how long?
In the next 5 years.
In the next 5 years,
they're going to win.
Manchester United under Carrick will win it in the next 5 years.
Yes, I believe so. Maybe I'll go far next 5 years. I'll probably say next 3 years.
Next 3 years.
My opinion.
Yeah.
I think they can make it the next 3 years.
Kids, drinking is bad.
big words there from
you know what I mean?
Big words.
Look, next 5 years, right? And a club at the size of Manchester United, do I think they'll win it in the next 5 years? No, I don't.
Even 3 years, he said by the end.
Yeah, right. I don't think they will. Are they capable of doing it? Yes. And the reason why they are capable of doing that is because they're Manchester United. They can attract big players. Now, we had the discussion last week. I still think players will choose Manchester City right now currently over Man United. But for Man United, because of the size of the club, because of financial fair play and the income they generate all over the world, they can sort these type of situations very quickly because they're just huge. They generate so much money. So if they got, say they got in the next 2 transfer windows, 6 players over the line, good players, there's no reason why they can't. Like in this summer, then January.
Say they make some big signings this year.
Yeah.
Can they launch a serious and sustained bid to win the league under Carrick next season? Okay, let me make it more specific. Let's say that they gazump Manchester City and they sign Elliot Anderson.
Yeah.
So Elliot Anderson is immediately in that midfield. So their midfield is Kobe Mainoo, Elliot Anderson, Bruno Fernandes going into the new season. And then they sign a centre-forward. I
need to know who this person is.
Let's play the game. They sign they sign Harry Kane. Harry Kane.
So you've gone top end.
Yeah, just to see if you think they go top end.
If they go Kane,
Elliot Anderson, Kane, can they win the league?
Oh no, defensively still they go very close, very close. Because you've got Kane. Do you know what I mean?
So you think Michael Carrick is a manager capable of bringing a title? He just needs the players.
Yeah, if he gets players, then and he's a good communicator, a good leader, then. Yeah, it'll be 5 years, of course. I mean, if he's in charge for 5 years and they back him like Arsenal backed Arteta and they keep getting the recruitment spot on, there's no reason why they can't. They're just massive. That's why they're huge.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Carrick has done really well, and it'll be very interesting.
But I think they need more. They need more than just Elliot Anderson.
Yeah, no, they need a centre forward.
Proper.
I like Sesko. I think he's done very well, but they need a serious guy up front. Serious.
Well, Arsenal won the league, and a lot of people would say that they haven't got a serious guy.
Yeah, that's true.
Although I like Victor, I think he's top. You saw him the other night for Sweden. Go on.
I tell you, Paul Pogba also said some very interesting things about France. Where are they among your favourites for this?
The favourites.
What, you think they're the favourites?
The favourites, yeah. I look at France. I've said it before, and I've had conversations with various people. I had a conversation with Julian Aron a couple of days ago, right? I think the only thing that can stop France from winning this World Cup is France. I think the egos, and if they could put all that to one side, I mean, these are their attacking options, right? They've got Dembele, Mbappe, Elise, Barcola, Doué. Do you know what I mean? And then behind them, they've got Cherki, N'Golo Kante still kicking about, Tchouameni. Defensively, they've got Upamecano still there, who I'm not a big fan of, Koundé, Saliba, Theo Hernandez.
Yeah, they're a good side.
They're a good
do you know what? I'm getting a lot of stick at the moment on Instagram. Well, I had a debate with a mutual friend of ours, Flex.
Yeah.
I had a debate with him about who has a better midfield. Just looking at the midfield. I said England have the second best midfield in the tournament. I said Portugal have the best midfield.
Yeah.
The second best is England. Flex went off on one. He went mad. He said absolutely not. France is better. I think he said France is better, Spain's better, Portugal's better. So England are fourth. I thought that I was correct, and I thought saying that Portugal were top was sort of fair enough. Everybody seems to disagree with me. Do you think that England have a better midfield, just midfield, than France?
Yes. And the reason why I say that is because I like Zaire Emery, good player. I like Rabiot, okay. N'Golo Kante, go back to 2018, France got the best midfield. Tell you that right now. Now, I'm a little bit, I like Tchouameni, but I look at Spain's, and before Spain played yesterday, I would have looked at theirs, Rodri, Pedri, and Fabian Ruiz. I'd have gone, that's the best. They are all brilliant. They are top. But I think England can match. Yeah, you're
England's
right.
midfield is good, isn't it?
Yeah,
and it's better than France. It's not better attack. We don't have better options up front. Like when you're talking about players like Cherki and Barcola, they won't get in the side.
No.
They're brilliant.
But I think, I do think Portugal probably got the best.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm missing someone out. Like Brazil, nope. Argentina, probably not.
Well, let's put it out. If anyone has any strong feelings on this, get in touch. We want to hear from you next. 03717 223344. Can Michael Carrick win the Premier League with Manchester United in the next 3 to 5 years? Let us know.
My problem is I think I try and turn things into a roast that aren't a roast. Like the Brits, I'm like, oh, this could be like a roast. And then I try to do roast jokes within the Brits. And then it's like, no, this is like primetime ITV. It's a family audience.
I thought your gags at the Brits were fantastic, right? But that is the most difficult gig, I think, for a comedian. Because primarily people are going there to see the winners and hear music.
And get drunk.
And get incredibly drunk.
Incredibly drunk.
And also in such a big room that you're... It's almost like, it's like whoever it is, not you, but it's almost like, can we get on with it so I can drink more alcohol?
Exactly.
And
it's the weirdest show to do ever, because also you have this weird like little like grace period at the beginning where you come on and for 2 minutes you feel like, you know, you're the greatest showman, and you're there and you've got all the eyes on you and they love you and it's amazing. And so you got 2 minutes of the greatest showman and then 3 hours of being a Wetherspoons bouncer at closing time. And you're just there, like, trying to keep everyone in their seats, or, like, stop them from, like, standing up on the tables. I mean, in the one in Manchester was even more carnage than I've ever experienced.
I want to talk World Cup football to you, but just quickly on the back of that, have you ever nicked a Brit? Have you got one at home?
I've got, yeah, they give you one each year.
Oh, okay, fine.
But they give you one each year for hosting it. So I've got, like, 6 Brits now, and they're on my, well, they're not on my shelf because it just feels like a bit of a pity Brit. I haven't really earned that. Like, you know, someone writes an incredible, like, heartfelt album and wins their Brit Award, and then I just get given one for turning up, basically.
One of them.
Yeah.
Right, let's talk about the World Cup. What are you watching England game Wednesday? What are you doing?
I'm watching it with some mates in a pub. We booked a little space, and we're going to go watch the first game.
All right, how do you think we'll get on?
Yeah, I'm actually feeling quite optimistic now. Like, you know, that last warm-up game, I thought we looked pretty good, and I think Thomas Tuchel's a good tournament manager, and I feel like, you know, there's been a lot of chat about the squad selection, but I feel like we've got a really good, strong starting 11 and some game-changing players, and yeah, I think
we do this quite a lot, and the producer wanted me to ask you the question: Arsenal win the Champions League or England win the World Cup?
England winning the World Cup.
Oh, I like that.
England winning
Straight
the
away.
You lie, you're such a liar.
I thought about it a lot more when he asked me a couple of weeks ago.
He looked away.
Yeah,
away.
I did. Yeah.
Hello, I'm Matt Forden from talkSPORT. This is How to Win the World Cup.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
It was so important to succeed because of all the pressure we received.
Don't jump for this one, I'm going to knock his head off.
Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything.
What a tune. It doesn't matter.
You are listening to World Cup Game Day live on talkSPORT with me, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent. Brought to you by Burger King Burger Buddies. Total tournament satisfaction delivered by the experts. Order now on the BK app. Still to come, we'll be joined by Adrian Durham ahead of another huge night of World Cup action. But just quickly, Trevor Chalobah has been called up to the England squad in place of the injured Tino Livramento. And Tunisia have sacked their manager mid-tournament, just one game into their World Cup. Now, we're lucky enough to have been sent the official try-on-the match ball by our friends at Adidas. Not only that, it's specially engraved ahead of England's opening game against Croatia tomorrow. Adidas say that the Try-on-the Pro has textured surface for a more predictable trajectory, better touch and lower water uptake. It's also AI enabled and it contains a special sensor. So we've got the ball here, Darren. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I like it. It's a lovely. I'm trying to find something here. Yeah, it's a lovely ball. Try. I'll be taking that home with me. Just letting you know.
Well, we've explicitly been told that.
Well, I'm explicitly said I'm taking it. My little boy needs that, right?
Yeah, I mean it's a beautiful ball. You can see the engravings on it. You can see that there's a chip in it. There's a microchip, which obviously is very useful, and it's also embossed with England, Croatia, the 17th of June 2026, Dallas. Try-on-the Pro. It is a beautiful football, isn't it?
It's lovely. I mean, obviously the chip in there as well. I like the way it's engraved. And that sort of serial number on there. So yeah. I'll need that probably.
The ball's often a massive topic at a World Cup, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't think any ball's ever been talked about as much as a Jabulani.
Yeah, South Africa.
Yeah, I mean, I've got one of those in my garden. I mean, it cost me a lot to get one. Yeah. But when you hit it properly, I mean, it moves all over the place. But yeah, these footballs are just getting lighter and lighter, better and better. Obviously, it's got the England-Croatia, as you spoke about, 17th of June. So I'm guessing the reason why we can't take this one, because this is the official match ball, is it, Joe, for that game?
So what, that's heading off to Texas now?
Well, they've got the England-Croatia. So its flight, apparently, is at 8:30 from Heathrow. So they've got to get that to their bikes coming to pick this up.
Get it to Alex Crook, quickly.
So,
let's now, for the second time of 3 times this evening, talkSPORT's chief football correspondent Alex Crook joins us again with some more breaking news. How are you, Alex?
Well, I'm good. Welcome back to Texas. Big breaking news as far as Tottenham are concerned. We were talking about them earlier and their pursuit of Sandro Tonali. They've got another deal over the line here, Tottenham, for the Brighton defender Jan-Paul van Hecke. We knew they'd had a couple of offers rejected earlier in the summer. They've now agreed a fee of £52 million. So Jan-Paul van Hecke on his way from Brighton to Tottenham, following the footsteps of Andy Robertson and Marcus Senesi. So basically, Roberto De Zerbi is going to have a whole new defence to work with next season, Tottenham having finished 17th in each of the last 2 Premier League campaigns.
Wow, it's big news, Crookie. But listen, the bigger news is what's on the plate in front of you. I mean, anyone who's watching on YouTube, obviously, this is our chief football correspondent. I need you to have a look at what he's got. Crookie, just lift up for me, please. Because how big is that steak ribs that you got in front of you?
I feel like we're interrupting, Alex. I feel like you're sort of in the middle. You're in the middle of your dinner, and we've just interrupted you. It looks beautiful.
You have rudely interrupted me, that is true. I mean, this is absolutely incredible. They've shown us the smokers, they've shown us how they were cooking all this wonderful food. We got a bit of jalapeno sausage there, we got the world-famous beef brisket, and listen, I'm polite, I'm going to have to finish it.
Good luck with that. It does look incredible. But this is very impressive from Tottenham, isn't it? Alex, do you think that there's a new approach off the back of maybe nearly being relegated? They have decided to never find themselves in that situation again. Is this now the approach from the Lewis family, and it's very different to what we are used to with Tottenham?
I think we might have lost him because I think he's too busy trying to smash down the smoked ribs.
Yeah, he's pretending he can't hear us so he can get back to his dinner. That's what he's doing. He's pretending that he can't hear us. Look. Oh, no, he's back. Fair enough. Professionalism at its finest.
I was just going to answer your question there. We were promised, weren't we, or Tottenham fans were promised when Daniel Levy left the club, that there would be a change in direction. They were going to prioritise. They're keen on Sandro Tonali, as we've already referenced. They're going to try and make that deal happen, which would strengthen the midfield. I would expect another forward and another wide player to come in. They could even be part of the conversation with Crescencio Somerville at West Ham. So I think we're going to see a very different Tottenham team. And this is why Roberto De Zerbi took the job, remember. He wasn't keen initially. He actually rejected the job when he was first approached. They threw a lot of money at him in terms of a contract and a survival bonus, but they also gave him overall control in terms of recruitment. So this is very much Roberto De Zerbi trying to mould a team in his own image. And I said it heading into the last day of last season. If they stay up, Tottenham could well be a force next season.
Thank you very much there, Alex Crook. Enjoy the rest of your dinner, sir.
I will.
Incredible. That was talkSPORT's chief football correspondent, Alex Crook. Still to come, we're going to be joined by Adrian Durham ahead of another huge night of World Cup action. But first, it's time for No Googling.
So I'm waiting for as well. Someone sent me, listen, shout out Chef Dave. He sent me got me a deal, Komodo Joe barbecue smoker.
Oh yeah?
I'm waiting for it to come.
Yeah?
I missed it. I've been trying to call parcel forces, you've heard, for the last hour.
Will it be a drive party? Will we all be invited round for some smoked meat?
Yeah, if that's what you'd like.
Yeah, mate, I'm there. I'm there, I would love it. Right, into No Googling now. 2 players share the record for being sent off at the World Cup the most times. With 2. They've been sent off twice. We want to know, can you name them?
Donald Trump has been given license to join the World Cup winners in their trophy lift, just as he did, as you remember, at the Club World Cup. The US president has already been told by FIFA, we want you, President Trump, to hand over the trophy to the eventual champions. I mean, I wonder, what does that look like as far as you're concerned? Is it right and proper that Trump, of all people, should be right in the middle of it all come the trophy lift?
I think it would be hugely popular if England were to win the trophy, if Trump wrestled the World Cup off Harry Kane and began to do a little conga. I think everyone in Britain would share my view that would be absolutely magnificent. No, I think it's got the potential to be quite embarrassing, but I think that Trump is quite savvy about the reaction to what happened with the World Club Championship. If he's not, his son Barron is, because his son Barron loves football, loves our football. He's actually an Arsenal fan. And I think he will probably have a quiet word with the old man and say, look, Dad, it should you get the trophy anywhere near you, don't try and grab it.
Well, as you know, Simon, who's right beside me here, always says politicians should stay out of football. So, Simon, why should they make an exception for the president?
Because you have to manage this man. Whether you disagree with his principles or you agree with them, it's kind of irrelevant. In my ideal world, would have politicians nowhere near sports. So when the German politicians yesterday were saying they weren't going to come because they disagree with certain aspects of Trump's outlook, I said, hallelujah, more of that. The situation with Trump has a relatively unique feel about it because Trump is such an omnipotent character that it does add to the argument. But if I had my ideal world, I would be saying, Trump nowhere near it. In terms of being on the pitch, dealing with the trophy, that's someone else's responsibility, and it steers into the narrative that I always underpin my arguments with. Keep these politicians away from leveraging sports, whoever it may be. So I can't have it both ways.
To win the World Cup gives you the ultimate bragging right. To win it as a player and a manager, I mean, that's like completing football. And only 3 have ever done it. Mario Zagallo with Brazil, Franz Beckenbauer with West Germany, Didier Deschamps with France. Statistically, though, who's the best? Let's start with this guy, Mario Zagallo. He won the World Cup as a player in 1958 and 62, winning 10 of his 12 games across 2 tournaments, and the other 2 were draws. As a manager, he won 9 of 13 across 2 tournaments, including all 6 played by his iconic Brazil side in 1970, a win rate of 76%. Franz Beckenbauer had a slightly better managerial record, winning 10 of 14, but his playing record was a tiny bit worse, winning 14 out of 18. That gives him 24 wins in 32 in total, a 75% win rate. And finally, Deschamps, who won the only World Cup he played at in 1998. Until 2026, he'd coached France at 3 World Cups, winning 14 of 19 games. I mean, look at that. A combined 20 wins in 25 games. Crazy. An overall win rate of 80%. So, based on the stats, it goes Deschamps, Zagallo, and then Beckenbauer. But let's be real. There's no losers here.
Darren, moments ago, you invited me round for dinner, and according to James, who's texted in, he thinks that it was quite an insincere invite. I'm not coming now.
Yeah.
Bad luck. You are listening to World Cup Game Day on talkSPORT with me, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent. Following us from 7 p.m. tonight, you can hear live commentary of France against Senegal. And a few moments ago, we brought you the final no Googling of the day. The question was, 2 players share the record for being sent off at the World Cup the most times. The number is twice. Can you name the 2 players that have been sent off twice at World Cups? One of them's famous. One of them you get, right?
Sergio Ramos.
No. One of them, Zinedine Zidane.
Okay, yeah.
The second one is very difficult.
So why would Zidane be easy?
Because it's such a famous sending off.
It's only one though. You said 2, right?
Yeah. But it's like the most famous sending off that you can think of.
Yeah, okay. Maradona.
No, it's Rigobert Song. He was sent off for Cameroon in both 1994 and 1998. Right, let's head back to Dallas now, where we can catch up with Adrian Durham. Adrian, sir, how are you?
I'm all good, y'all. Howdy doody.
Oh, wow. Is that your house, Aid? Wow.
Is that where you're staying?
Wow, that's his house. That's his ranch.
He's in St. Albans.
This is the Dallas Ranch, okay? Honestly, where they filmed Dallas. This is it. This is South Fork Ranch, where they filmed Dallas. So
That is
this is world famous. This is where J.R. Ewing was shot.
Gosh, that is incredible, Adrian. Right, we need to focus on the game. You can hear over on talkSPORT 2 tonight from 11 p.m. It's Norway versus Iraq. How are you feeling about that one, Adrian?
I think Norway are going to go a long way in this tournament, and that's not me sticking my neck on the block. I think a lot of people are saying that. When you got goals, you got a chance, and we all know they've got goals. There's some other good players in the team as well. I don't think they're a one-man team, so I think they. You can't even say they're dark horses just because they've not qualified for this century for a World Cup. They've got the players that can go the distance, I think. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they get on.
Yeah, absolutely. And Norway's boss, Ståle Solbakken, has been speaking ahead of that one, and he was asked if he sees his captain Martin Odegaard's shoulders lighten since Arsenal have won the title.
Yeah, I think it was good for him to get the the Premier League in England. I think that obviously when he's on the pitch, he's a very, very important player for us, and he's our captain. He dictates in many areas the tempo of our play, and he has the assist record, I think, for Norwegian national players, at least the last 5 years when I've been in charge. But we have also played without him, half qualification. So I think also the players around him has grown because of that. So they have got more confidence themselves. So I don't think he needs to take that much responsibility in certain areas of the pitch, so we can save his energy for the areas we want to have him.
Adrian, let's start with those comments on Martin Odegaard. He didn't have his best personal season with Arsenal, but obviously they won the league. How key do you think he will be for Norway this summer?
Well, he's Norway's version of Madueke, isn't he, in terms of Arsenal, because he's not even the best in his position at Arsenal. So, listen, I think he's got to come to the fore. I think there's a bit of pressure on him. He says there, the manager, that the pressure's off him because he's won the title, but I think the real pressure is on him now to provide the service for Haaland to score the goals that will take Norway deep into this tournament, if not contend for the World Cup itself. Because if you look at the number 10s at Arsenal, Kai Havertz was preferred there at times, Eberechi Eze, Bukayo Saka was even preferred there at times. So I'm looking at it thinking Martin Odegaard is not a shoo-in at Arsenal. He's not the player he was at Arsenal. I don't think the Arsenal fans would be upset if he left this summer. So he's got to really put himself on the front line, really showcase himself at this World Cup.
No, I agree with you, Aid. I think now people would be maybe looking at him a little bit differently because he has now won the World Cup. He's almost now been elevated to a level where you go, okay, well, you've been a Premier League winning captain. What can you do for Norway? But, of course, a lot of it rests on what Erling Haaland does. I mean, is he one of your favourites, if not the favourite, for the Golden Boot?
Yeah, I mean, what you've got to look at is those minnow teams and the big teams that play against them. So Germany scoring 7, Havertz only got 2 there. I thought, if you rack up, remember Miroslav Klose doing that in 2002 and getting the Golden Boot. Yeah, if you rack up goals against the minnow nations, I've heard Rory say this on the show this week, or last week rather, and I think it's actually a crucial factor. I think it's hard to predict. England have got Panama, if they rest Kane for that game, I think Kane will be gutted because he'll want the Golden Boot. So it's an interesting one, the Golden Boot. Haaland should be in with a chance. Look, his goal record is phenomenal. What is it, 55 and 50 for Norway? It's just insane. So he's got to be in with a chance because it feels like he can score against anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Adrian, we obviously also have to talk about France versus Senegal. It's live on talkSPORT at 8 p.m. tonight. How much are you looking forward to watching this French side?
Yeah, I am. I mean, they're among the favourites for a reason, and they've been strong for a long time now. I do go back to, 24 years, to 2002, when France were world champions and lost to Senegal in the first game. And it was hilarious, but times are very different now. They've got some terrific players. I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be a comfortable game for France, though. I'm interested to see how they go, because sometimes with this French side, over the years, they've flattered to deceive. Other times they've really come to the fore. So I want it to be a strong World Cup where, the strong teams that we expect to be strong are really strong and play some good stuff. If England are to win a World Cup, I want them to beat some of the best teams around. So I don't want people saying, well, England beat France, but there was internal turmoil and they all went home early and all this sort of stuff. I want France to be strong and I want England to beat them.
That's the thing, Aid. I mean, France are my favourites, but I think the only thing that could derail France in this competition is France themselves in terms of the ego, the implosion, because you've got the likes of Mbappe, who rightly so, French captain, has already won one World Cup. He's been brilliant in another. You've got Dembele, who has won the Ballon d'Or. So there's a lot of big egos in that dressing room. I think that's the only thing potentially that could derail this France side in this World Cup.
I'd also look defensively and say maybe there's an issue there. Is N'Golo Kante in centre mid what he was? The centre halves, are they relying on centre halves that aren't going to be good enough to win the World Cup? I don't know the answer to those questions. We're only going to find that out over the next few weeks. But I think there's areas there where they're under scrutiny, let's put it that way. So I don't think they're the perfect side, but then who is at this World Cup?
True.
Adrian, thank you so much. Enjoy your ranch.
I'm loving it. I think Kristen, I don't want spoiler alert, Kristen shot JR. I think that's right.
Absolutely love that. Adrian Darren, the voice of football. Thank you so much for joining us. And following us from 7 p.m. tonight, Natalie Sawyer brings you commentary of France versus Senegal in... Joe Shannon is your commentator for that one, and he has the team news for us now.
Yes, hello Rory from the sunshine here in New York, New Jersey at this spectacular stadium. Apparently the locals don't like it very much, but we think it is one of the best venues at this World Cup. High up in the commentary position for France, twice World Cup winners, unchanged from their final warm-up game, the victory over Northern Ireland. Magnon is the goalkeeper, Koundé, Upamecano, Saliba and Theo Hernandez at left back. Chouameni and Rabiot, the two in the middle. And how about this for a front four of Elise, Dembele, Doué, and that man Kylian Mbappe up front. Mbappe, by the way, one goal off Olivier Giroud's all-time record for France of 57. You wouldn't bet against that record being equalled or indeed broken here tonight. For Senegal, there are 4 changes to the team held by Saudi Arabia in their final warm-up game. Coming back into the 11 are Kalidou Koulibaly, Idrissa Gueye, Pape Gueye, and none other than Nicholas Jackson, who, despite a patchy international record, leads the line up front. It's Edouard Mendy in goal, Jatta, Koulibaly, Niakate and Diouf at the back. Kamara, Idrissa Gueye and Pape Gueye in midfield, Ismaila Sarr and Sadio Mane either side of Nicholas Jackson up front. Really looking forward to this. France against Senegal. It is live tonight on talkSPORT.
Cheers, Joe. How much are you looking forward to this one, Darren? It's going to be exceptional. When you hear those players that are starting, the dazzling France attacking lineup.
Yeah, when he talks about those players, Dembele, Doué's and Elise and Mbappe's, I mean, that for... All France have got to be is defensively solid and let them fall down, win the games for you. But this is what I want to see. For me, France are... If games were played on paper, which they're not, obviously we know that, France would be my team to win this. But this might be this is going to be a tough game against Senegal. Some good players in their squad. Mane, I know maybe he's getting on in age, of course. Sarr's had a fantastic season with Palace. Nicholas Jackson, we know how dangerous he is in terms of the pace. Mate, it should be a really good game, good game.
Really can't wait for this one. Right, we're going to head back now to your calls. We were asking whether Michael Carrick can win the title for Manchester United within the next 3 to 5 seasons. 03717223344 is the phone number to call. Wayne is a Manchester United fan. How are you, Wayne?
I'm good, lads. And yous?
Yeah, we're good, mate. We're good.
What do you reckon?
Excellent. Yeah, not a problem at all. Like you say, United were in an absolute shambles. He's gone into the position. He's cemented it. We've beaten all the top teams since he's got in. There is a new shape that the players like, and that's an important thing, because if you look at it, Rashford has got a hell of a lot to prove. That if Barcelona aren't going to take him on, there's another attacking threat. We do need to build at the back. You've got De Ligt, Martinez being injury prone all season. Shaw, Maguire are getting old. The young lads, Aiden Heaven and that, they've got some promise there, but you can't rely on them yet. So I think United have got to build at the back. Lamans looks a great keeper. Dependent on who we get alongside Kobe and Manu, with Bruno there, is a decent midfield. And like I say, up front, Kuna and Mbuno haven't let us down. They are Premier League players. Sesko's got a bit of growing to do, but like I say, for me, Rashford could be an absolute find. If he comes back and he's the 30 goal a season, which he did for the one season, yeah.
Well, but I think that's the thing, though. I mean, with Rashford, like I'm not quite sure you can build those bridges, but and he said about the 30 goal season. I mean, that's once he's hit to be the 30 and.
It feels like it's over for Rashford at Manchester United.
I feel like the noise he was making about desperately wanting to stay at Barca tells me he's got no interest in going back.
Yeah, I feel like the story is just over. He just needs a new chapter.
New challenge, yeah. But I do like the midfield of Bruno Fernandes, you know what I mean? If Elliot Anderson goes down, Manu, I think that'd be quite decent.
that will be good. Look, I think Paul Pogba is onto something though. I can see Manchester United being a serious side next season. Do you?
It depends. I've got to see the recruitment first.
Yeah, fair enough. You were listening to World Cup Game Day live with myself, Rory Jennings, and Darren Bent. Next up, we'll bring you the end of show quiz before Natalie Sawyer takes over with live commentary of France versus Senegal.
Iran played out a 2-2 draw with New Zealand, the lowest ranked team in the competition. But that's not the whole story. Post-match, the Iranian manager, Amir Galonoi, claimed that his side were the most oppressed at this World Cup, Simon, and I think he's got a point, revealing they were thrown out of the US immediately after the game. They weren't even able to undertake a recovery session. And they were told, get on your way, and headed back to Tijuana, Mexico, their training base, a day before they had intended to.
Okay.
The manager says afterwards, it seems like others are doing the planning for us. That's a hint at the US here, with decisions made elsewhere. Our team is the most oppressed in this World Cup. The federation is absent here. They don't even have their own federation here.
Yes, listen, it's not ideal. But should that have affected the outcome in this game? I mean, yes, if they're playing a world-beating side or a side that's on an equal par with them, you can say that's a really unfair set of circumstances.
Or Simon, if they're playing anybody.
No, but let's have it right. In their favour is the fact they've got better players. So maybe the odds were slightly evened up a little bit. But as we saw with Troy talking about it yesterday, players staying in a different hotel in a different environment. Yes, the warm-down thing and those sort of things are not ideal. I understand that it's not ideal. But as we discussed yesterday, this is going to be the built-in excuse if they have a bad result.
Oh, come on. It's not fair, Simon. Never mind not ideal. It's not fair in them.
It's not equitable.
No one else is getting treated like this.
It's not equitable. I hear you, right? And we know the reasons why, and whether we agree with them or not is a different discussion, right? But the bottom line is should they have been able to overcome New Zealand with all of that disadvantage?
But that's not the point.
Well, it is.
It's not equitable. It's not fair.
Hello, I'm Matt Forden from talkSPORT. This is How to Win the World Cup.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
It was so important to succeed because of all the pressure we received.
Don't jump for this one, I'm going to knock his head off.
Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything.
Listening to World Cup Game Day live on talkSPORT with me, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent, brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it. Book now at enterprise.co.uk. Following us from 7 p.m, you can hear live commentary of France against Senegal, and remember that every single game at this World Cup is live across the talkSPORT network. And there's Women's T20 World Cup action tonight as England take on Ireland if the weather allows. Claire Cottingham is watching for talkSPORT. Claire, any weather update?
Yeah, not a lot of play at the moment, I'm afraid. The rain is the one winning. Toss has been delayed due to that rain. Pitch inspection is happening at around 7 p.m. England are going into the unknown, though, for their second match in the Women's T20 World Cup. Tonight they're facing Ireland, which is not a team they've played a lot. The teams have met only 4 times in this T20 format. England winning 3 of them, and it's fair to say the host will probably start as the overwhelming favourites. Bowler Lauren Bell has vowed to bring the energy like they did last time as they beat Sri Lanka on Friday. So, pitch inspection happening at 7. Hopefully, we should get some play.
Cheers, Claire. Now, talkSPORT are an official radio broadcaster of FIFA World Cup 2026, and to celebrate, we're giving you the chance to win 26 grand in cash. And the best part, it's completely tax-free. That's right, £26,000. It could be yours. Fund your summer and enter now. Here's how. For your chance to win, visit talksportwin.com or text WIN to 83338 by 6 p.m. on the 20th of July 2026. Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rate, or send your name and number to by post to Comp1 PO Box 3190 Colchester CO2 8GP to arrive by midnight on the 23rd of July 2026. 18 plus, UK residents only. So for your chance to win 26 grand, text WIN to 83338 now. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksportwin.com. Right, we have been joined in the studio by One Word Billy. I can be your hero, man. You're my hero, Billy.
Thanks, Rory, mate. You're mine too.
Hey, Bill, how's your day been?
Yeah, really good, cheers.
Yeah, lucky, mate.
Evening, lads.
Why have you got so much paper?
Yeah, there's a lot going on with you today.
Really?
Yeah, you're shuffling a lot of pages.
I'm a bit nervous. First quiz of the week.
No, I'm excited.
Why are you nervous?
No, I never get nervous. Do you know what we're doing?
Yeah, what we doing?
Got a list for the end of show quiz today, lads.
Okay.
Final quiz before England's first game.
Right, I'm winning this one. I haven't won one yet.
We're on the same team, so you're still not winning.
Oh yeah, you're working.
Don't let me down, Darren.
Got 12 answers you need today as well. So
12?
We'll crack on.
Right.
Excluding Harry Kane, we want you to name the 12 highest England goal scorers who are still playing football today.
Bukayo Saka.
Marcus Rashford.
All right. Yeah, they're both on there. Well done. They don't have to be playing for England, just not retired from football.
Well, give me Danny Welbeck then.
Yeah, you can have Danny Welbeck. He's third with 16.
Raheem Sterling.
Top of this list when we exclude Harry Kane, 20 goals.
And they're still playing, right, for England?
Don't have to be playing for England, just not playing football somewhere in the world.
Still playing football at 12.
Well, sorry, the question was what, Bill? Sorry?
Top goal scorers for England.
Yeah, for England, yeah. That's
Is Jude Bellingham in it?
He is in it, but bottom with 6.
Okay.
So you've got your 12.
So 6, that's good to know. Yeah. 6, anyone that's 6 or more.
And the people are still playing.
There's a few players who haven't touched the pitch for England for a while, but they're still knocking about somewhere in the world playing football.
6 isn't a lot.
Do you know what? Like Jesse Lingard is still playing, but do you reckon how many did he get?
Jesse Lingard would have got 6.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Jesse, hit me with Jesse.
He did get 6. He's just signed for Corinthians, I think.
Yeah.
Jay Lings. He has that on the back of his shirt now. Do you know that?
Jay Lings.
How many have we got?
You have got 6 so far, so you're halfway there.
Okay, right.
Okay, we're doing well.
I'm thinking, right?
Do you think any centre halves? Do you think any of that crowd would have got 6?
6.
It's like Maguire, for example. Do you think Maguire's hit 6?
I think he might have.
I think he might
Yeah,
have
go
done
on.
as well. Harry Maguire.
He's got 7.
There we go.
8th on the
There
list.
we go. We're cooking on gas, mate.
I think it's
We
strikers.
got a bit of jalapeno sausage there.
Yes.
Like Milner went off. He's still kicking about. Not Milner.
He's
retired.
Retired.
Right, let's think now. Come on.
Okay, this is so easy.
For England.
This is so easy. How many goals Ollie Watkins got for England?
5, I think.
Don't think he's hit the famous 6 threshold?
No, not yet. I don't think.
Sure. Okay. Okay, we won't go.
Ivan Toney, no. Sturridge, no. Retired.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Have
we said Harry Kane?
Well, excluded.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Right, still thinking about.
Okay, think about
2 minutes.
Jadon Sancho, no. You said? Did we say Rashford? We said Rashford, right?
Yeah, we got Rashford. I said
You've
it
got the
very
top
early.
4. You need
Said it
5,
very
6,
early.
7, and 11.
I think, right, who's in the
Wait,
chat?
do you think Jordan Henderson has got
Nah.
6 for England? It's not that many 6.
No.
You don't think?
What, Dele Alli?
Dele Alli.
Is he retired, though? I don't know.
Dele Alli will have 6 for England, I reckon.
Dele Alli, hit me with that.
Doesn't have 6 for England.
Oh! Surely. Hey, Vardy. How many has he got?
Is he still a player? Oh,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
Italy, isn't he?
Give me Vardy.
Yeah, 7 for England.
Yeah,
So
mate,
he's
that
6th on the
back
list.
heel in Berlin, man. Okay, right.
Cremonese.
Right, who else? Think about that team, that 2016 team that went to France. Who was scoring our goals when Harry Kane was taking the corners?
Yeah,
Sturridge got the winner in Lens. Who else did we play? Against Eric Dyer scored in Marseille. Who else did we play? There was a 0-0.
Yeah.
Just because you've got a minute left, you've still got 2 players in the squad this World Cup.
They're in the squad now.
Yeah.
And they got more than 6.
One's got 6, one's got 7, yeah.
Right, strikers.
Has Noni Madueke scored 6 goals?
No, he has
Oh,
not.
sorry, they both got 7. Both got 7.
You sure?
Right, let's think about the squad quickly.
Okay, quick. Right.
Attackers.
Ollie Watkins. I said Ollie Watkins. You said no.
I mean, go.
Ollie Watkins.
Yes, 7 goals.
Brilliant.
5th on the list.
Okay, come on. 1 to go.
Yeah, boy.
1 to go.
We said Jude.
We said Jude. Is it another defender?
Andy Gordon?
Gordon could. Gordon.
No.
Oh.
Gordon.
Has Madueke got
Stones?
6, mate? Nah, Stones can't have 6.
Hendo?
No, we can't lose. Stones.
No, not
Henderson.
On the list. No, not on the list.
30 seconds left. We can't fall at the last hurdle, Darren Ben.
Tens.
And you should not fall at this hurdle.
Morgan Rogers.
No.
Arsenal. Can't only be. Okay, it's not Saka. We said Saka.
Is it Madueke? It can't be Madueke.
Madueke.
No. Other one.
Eberiche Eze.
No, the other one.
Arsenal, not Arsenal.
Yeah.
Really? Declan Rice.
Yes.
Ah. I
Seven
wouldn't have got that.
You still need one more. He's knocking about up in Scotland, believe it or not.
Scotland.
I'm going to have to tell you because I've got to go.
Talking about Scotland. Darren, you keep thinking while I do the outro. Ready? You've been listening to World Cup Game Day Live with myself, Rory Jennings, and Darren Ben. We're back tomorrow from 4 o'clock, live from O'Neill's in London, ahead of England's opener. We're
Alex
joined
Oxlade
by
Chamberlain.
former Premier League boss Alan Pardew. Don't go anywhere though, it's Natalie Sawyer up next with the first of 4 live World Cup commentaries throughout the night, starting with France versus Senegal. Is it Oxlade Chamberlain?
It is. Well done.
Oxlade Chamberlain, we got there in the end. Well done, Darren. Ta-da. The big result yesterday came, of course, with Spain being held to a 0-0 draw against debutants Cape Verde. I don't know if you're aware of it. The Spanish captain Rodri criticised their defensive approach to the game. Rodri. He said, "This is what he said. He said that's how they play. They don't get past midfield. It's a matter of improving our finishing."
I think it's arrogant.
Tell me.
Don't expect Cape Verde to get the position of the ball and to create many occasions against Spain. Spain is one of the best teams in the world. So the way he said that, I think.